Hello and welcome. Today I'm here with the one, the only query helpline, Patrick Hopkins, helping rewrite people's queries. And I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. We're over here on my channel because he just turned on live streaming and YouTube takes like 24 hours. But we all know I'm addicted to rewriting queries when I can drag myself away from apparently binge reading paranormal romances, but you know, whatever.
Please note that there's paranormal and there's romance, and if you have a paranormal romance, you need to categorize it as one or the other in the query, because there is no such thing as, I have, all the things. And let me actually get to the thing. All right, so here is Sarah's query. And
I see.
Let's see if I can do that. Is that okay? There we go. Hooray, we got it. Yay, it worked. Okay, so Sarah's up here, and this is what I call real time because I can chat in here. And she can see that and type back, and I can fix a query like this in an hour and a half. So we have this paragraph here. We have edited everything else but this. We've gotten it down to what I think is pretty solid. Let me scroll up a little bit so you can read the query as I'm doing this. But what we have, we solidified this, made this part clear, because this is like descended into chaos, and it's like chaos is very unclear. It could be anything. It could be, crypto supermarket, whatever. But this right here is vague, and this, we don't know what's happening. So why, based on this, does she have to find a way to soften her heart to blah, blah, blah? So we got that specific thing down. So we have this clear march from one thing to the next, because we've been focusing on Marin all this time. There's other stuff happening in the book. We're focusing on Marin because we have, she's going to drown. You don't need more compelling than she's going to die. Like in fantasy, that's the game. Somebody is always, going to have to die. You're going to have to, whatever thing, die, live or die thing. So we're good up until about here, okay? We got to fix this part, bridge it to that, and then get that whole sort of thread going. So we have this smooth narrative going with the threads. We started with a thread of her expecting to die. We have the psychological reaction of her not caring about anybody, because if you're going to die, why are you making any friends? But we got to get this, because right now we don't have much of a reason. First off, this isn't going to be vague, so we don't know what's happening. And then we have this. Why would she soften her heart? We don't know. We got to figure that out. So that's what we have right here. So we can get that straightened up. Shouldn't take that long, I wouldn't think. I hope it doesn't. And then after that, we're going to get into the wonderful synopsis, which will kill me. But it will be a good killing. I will die honorably. I wrote a guide for each of these things, but it's so much more text. Let me actually work on here. Well, I have not looked at much of this. This is actually pretty short for a synopsis. Oh, 600. That's not a problem. Yeah.
Well, we're sharing the screen. Can you zoom it into a ridiculous level so it's a little easier for those at home to?
Okay, let me see if I can. Is that better?
Control plus. One more time.
Let's see if that does it. Okay,
there we go.
That means I cannot see comments, but that's fine.
Oh, no.
Okay. Is that okay, or is that not okay?
Audience, what do you think? A little better?
How many people do we have watching? Any idea?
Right now we have 4 watching.
One that's good.
One is me, one of them is Sarah, and one is Jessica. Hello.
Okay,
and one is silent.
Okay, so that might be me actually. All right, let's see where you are. Okay. All right, so Sarah, you ready to go? Can you say anything wherever if you're ready to go? Because it's been 3 minutes and I'm not patient. Okay, good.
Sarah says good, and Jessica says, yeah, the zoomed in is fine.
I cannot, let me see if I can get over it. I cannot get that and that to work. Let me see if I can try to split screen this so I can see her. Okay, that's better-ish. Okay, yeah, it's wherever you want to do it. It's fine. Morgan, I cannot see you. I cannot see the text. I cannot see myself. All I can see is the query here, and on the side I have the chat.
That's all you need.
There we go. Yeah, okay, so we need to fix this serial number. We have, this is fine right here, but this is fine. You fixed this before, right, because it was vague. And this, the chaos, what is happening? Okay, because we don't know anything about the siblings or anything. Hello, Dal. I think I saw you on Twitter like an hour or so ago. My notifications are going to be fun after this. All right, so we need to get this part here cleared up, okay? Because we do not have a verb here. Error.
So I have a question about the first paragraph, maybe the first 2 paragraphs. Backstory.
Yeah.
All of that is backstory, not plot or motivation.
Let's see. So that is, it's in this. Okay, I'm assuming right now that the synopsis is actually how the book starts. The problem with that is sometimes that's a lie, because I've seen people start the synopsis with backstory that isn't actually in chapter 1. I should actually find that out. Jessica, does the synopsis start where the book starts? Where are you? There you are. Sorry, Sarah, not Jessica. Sarah, does the synopsis start where the book starts? You said yes. Oh, good. Okay, good. Because I've seen many, especially in fantasy, like people want to, here's my entire backstory. No. Go linear with the book, please, because I've rewritten so many first paragraphs and ended up actually not being first paragraph, more like 2/3 of the book in.
For me, with multiple points of view, I've seen many different ways people do it, but my favorite is to pick 2 point of view characters, give one with, Marin was born knowing that she would drown someday. So she's chosen not to love anyone, and then thing happens. And then Theo is in this situation and has to do this. And then the third paragraph, they come together because they join forces to do whatever.
Yeah.
And that's usually how I do with the dual point of view.
Yeah. I've seen that many times across genre. But this one, the drowning thing just really hit me as an easy way to just power through the thing.
Right.
And Theo, I honestly, I don't know enough about Theo's backstory to know if I should care about him. Because I don't know what, if there's some other thing that is, going on. But I just saw, when this create came to me, it started out with Marin drowning, and it was like, everyone else has stuff too-ish, maybe, but, the drowning was just a big thing. If she had told me more about Theo, then maybe I would have changed my mind. But we're so close to done with this, I just want to get it out of the way, because I've been working with this for a week or whatever, and it's pissing me off. But she was on a boat for days, so she couldn't.
Okay.
Okay, so we need to get the specifics about the chaos, please, Sarah. Sarah, that's the one, Sarah. If I say Jessica, I mean Sarah until I don't. Okay, so this, because we have, the one of them into chaos. Oh, I see the implied pushes. That's kind of far away, though. I mean, I understand grammatically, but it's a little far away. And we also need the specifics about the siblings. Because right now we don't have a specific reason for Mary to have to care about them. They have parents. They're the royal family, so they're people for that. So we need to have a specific thing that links each of these plot, in a chain of events that leads to she has to, stop being this cold person, which I understand because I hate people a lot. I really, really do. Morgan, you're not a person, you're Morgan. I realize that sounds weird, but it's how it works in my head. Random people I can't stand. They just take my energy. But Sarah is a real person. Morgan is a real person. You want to be a real live person? Have you muted yourself so you can laugh? I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I was typing, and I wasn't sure if I was going to have random noises, so I was just unmuting myself to.
Okay,
yeah.
That's still vague. I still need why Marion cares.
Yeah. Dell was asking in the comments that everyone tells her to just use one, and she's like, the second one
you can use 4. I've seen 4 work. More than 4, I have the can you link the spreadsheet in there for them, the successful careers one? Because if you organize it by POV, you'll find that more than 4, it may have worked for somebody. I have not seen a query with more than 4 POVs. You can do 1, you can do 2, you can do 3, 4. I haven't seen more than 4. So 2 absolutely works. What I would suggest is you start the query with whichever character, name, wants, blah, 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 is, blah, blah, whatever stuff. And then you end that, you give a paragraph. And the next one, start with a different name, blah, blah, and, this person wants, blah, blah, thing. and then inciting incident, and then stakes. You have to do stakes for both of them, because if you have only one, then you have one character's decision, but you have two characters. You can just, if you want me to care about both of them, I need both their stakes. And you want to do.
Do you have anything else to add?
Might as well toss this in there. Let me see if I can. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there. That was gross. Sorry. So does that make sense? You can. I mean. Okay. The thing I keep seeing people forget is, like, they'll introduce two characters, or they'll have a paragraph, Jane Russell, blah 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 blah, Kurt Anderson, but Kurt is not a POV, or she's not trying to do, the writer's not trying to do multi POV. If you have a person's name beginning a paragraph, I assume that's a different POV, okay? Because that's what I have seen done in successful queries. Okay, does that make sense? So basically, I mean, and you can throw it at me, throw it at Morgan. If you throw it at Morgan, she'll probably throw it at me anyway. Maybe, I hope. But give him the link to the spreadsheet, and then also link him to the guide, because that'll address a lot of your questions. Solidly 95% of the queries I see have an unforced error that is a reason you are getting FR'd, and you shouldn't be. Whether it's genre, whether it's age range, whether it's your work count is obscenely high, whether it's like you have no stake sentence. 75% of the queries I see, no stake sentences. Without that, it doesn't really matter how good the rest of your query is, because it's the expectation of the business. And that's also across pitches. You have a plot analysis, and it's like, that's great. You have dragons and horseshoes and tornadoes. What decision does your character have to make? People don't read books for tornadoes, they read them for characters.
You have to make a decision, and you have to be faced with, something going on.
Something will happen. Yeah, you have to, because if you pet the kitten, the puppy will run away. If you pet the puppy, the kitten will run away. It's that simple. And a good writer can make you care about both those animals. A bad writer can, destroy things nobody cares. Okay, that's just stop editing, Sarah, and just give me nouns. Okay, I just need to know what happens. Verbs, then nouns. Morgan, you're going to remember that nouns for a long time, aren't you?
Patrick has a vendetta against nouns and loves verbs, and believes that we should put like 7 verbs in a row as long as there's no noun even touching it.
I hate nouns and prepositions almost as much as I hate prologues.
Gerunds. What about gerunds?
Oh God, you can get away with them. My big thing with those is when you're beginning a modifying phrase with a gerund and it takes ass long, and then, oh hey, I changed what I'm modifying for the last sentence. That is just incredibly hard, because it unmoors me from the thing. And number one, I think you're a bad writer who didn't take care to do your thing. And number two, where else are you gonna leave me hanging?
For those who are slightly less familiar with all the grammar stuff, gerunds are when you add ing. So finding her way, so and so did the thing with the stuff. And so gerunds and gerund phrases are the ing of yeah.
So you can do that, if you're gonna, let's say Morgan blah 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 blah, running after she walks, Morgan blah blah, that's fine. Okay, what's not fine is running after she walks her sister Opal blah blah. Okay, I thought you were gonna say Morgan was doing this, that you changed characters on me. So
we're identical twins, so nobody noticed. It's fine.
They didn't know that, Morgan. It was gonna be a clever point, damn it.
Oh, sorry.
I am also really surprised I have not yet really started swearing a ton. I don't know why, but
Catechist says hello as well.
Okay. Who is Opal? That's me. Okay, I see. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Can we please not do a plot? This is going to be a plot elements list. Can we not do that, please? Can we just do the cut? Okay, why do they need to come together? Why? Why this thing? Why this? Why this? Focus on this.
Because they need to come together right now.
I don't need to know that there's dark magic. I need to know that something is scary. That's, Okay, thank you for... Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so you hadn't said anything about that. Opal was previous to now a name of a sister. Okay. This is very much like placeholder text, like just a concept outline, which is what I do a lot because I just, something bad is happening, right? I don't know what it is. You give me the nouns and I can, because discovers is not a great verb right there. Okay. It's just a place, it's a concept. Okay, great. Let's fill it out and then I can start honing. Threatening to hurt and hurt is again vague, like you can get away with hurt, but if you can, a specific thing, that's great because you want the agent, the reader to be going like, ooh, that's a really, like, I don't want that to happen. Like, so there are people who write, could lose everything. What's everything? You got me to care about this specific. I care more about, like, right now, if Morgan would say I could lose everything, I don't know what that means. If Morgan would say my kitten could step on a thumbtack, I know exactly what that'll do. See, and I'm getting that feeling too. I know exactly what that means to a kitten, right? That's gonna hurt and it's gonna, be awful, right? That is a specific threat you can use in a query that will get you probably more in MG than anything else, but it's a specific thing that if you're building Morgan's query, you put the kitten right up there. Oh God, you have one POV. You have one. We were so close. Please don't do this to me. We have one POV. Marin.
I'm sorry. I'm over here laughing at Patrick's pain.
We're right there. We're right.
You just said that you could add more.
Other people can do that. Other people. Sarah, your name is not Dell. You cannot change your name until you finish the query. You can write, okay. All right, okay. You can, whoever else is a character and another sibling, something. Harry, the other sibling. Okay. Do we need anything? Do we need him at all? Can we just touch by a curse? She might be cursed too. Okay, I have an idea. We don't need Harry. We don't need. We have enough curses. Threatening to hurt. To whatever bad verb thing. Okay, you can have lots of like compelling stuff. You don't need it all. You need enough plot that the agent goes, "Oh boy, I want to read this thing." Oh no! Give me that. Or the verb. None of the verb. Come on. Just. That's vague.
You want to know something else I like to try and do in queries?
I do. Absolutely.
I like to try to make sure that my sentence doesn't go more than 2 lines.
Yeah, because agents read them on their phones, and 2 lines, and this thing is like an entire screen.
A paragraph.
Yeah, I have changed first sentences of queries because they were perfectly fine, but they were too long. Because I'd rather have a little.
We're not Faulkner, and we can probably find a way to split a sentence.
Yeah. Okay. So I need something. I mean, you need to give me a thing. Like if you have to spoil something, if it's in the first third of the book. Yeah, Dal. My DMs are open. I'm author Hopkins. It's spelled the way you'd think. So just DM me the thing, whatever you want.
We're both
Give me
also in the Pitch Wars query group, so y'all can tag up there.
Yeah,
as well.
That's either that. If you're gonna give me the query, do me a favor. Look at my query guide first, because it will snipe like 95% of the crap that people put in there. Which means if you don't know something, and it's not your fault if you don't, because this stuff is not taught at all. But like if you have something in there that you can fix yourself, that's great, because then I can focus on bigger issues. Because I have built the thing off 4 years of editing queries. If there's a mistake that you can make, I've seen it basically. I have like almost all of it there. So you can just look at that and then say, okay, I need to do this thing in this way. For example, do not begin if you're, let's take an example of I'm going to invent a YA kid. I've actually been working on this for a bit.
So woke up from a dream telling her that
oh god, that her hair color is still brown. Yes, but no, we handled that person already.
And we look in the mirror and we check out our eyelashes.
Okay, Morgan, thank you. That's so you did that purely to annoy me. I know. It worked. So let's take a YA contempt. I'm going to use a sports reference. Jack Diamond is a great baseball player. Useless. Jack Diamond can throw 98 on the black. You don't know what that is, Morgan, but a YA contempt who is looking for sports will know exactly what that means. That's showing baseball skill, okay? So begin it like showing your stuff. Every time you want to say a detail about someone, show it. Is an amazing warrior? No. Can throw a spear 50 yards. That is good, okay?
One of the reasons you really want to do specifics in a query is most people really look at their query and they're trying to sell the story as if they were selling to a reader. And for readers, you want the vague, there's a big disaster that we're coming to. But when you zoom out to the vague, it sounds like 20 other stories. It could be, how Avatar and what's that kids movie with rainforest are the exact same story plot.
Well, you can do King Arthur and Star Wars in the same thing without,
exactly.
And you can be very specific. There's you can. I was talking to a friend about this many years ago. We were reading the Lewis books, and she was like, "So how do you like the Voyage of Dawn Treader?" I'm like, "It's the line in which we wardrobe on a ship." The details are all the same. It's a portal fantasy with this, this is such happening, and this, the kids are this thing. It's the same shit. You got to give specifics of your world build. So your agent goes, "Oh boy, this person has found a new way to use dragons." That's great. If you find a new way to use dragons, be specific. Get the agent to give them multiple offers if the writer's there. And yeah, I am talking more like generally, because like people say things in queries and it's like, that's great, she's an accountant. Okay, she's a very good. What does that mean? Like, does she spend long hours, looking for over numbers and she's great at it? Like, show that, because a lot of people don't. Like, solidly more than half the people I see don't know. They don't know to do that, because this stuff isn't taught.
Whoops. Sorry, I just put a comment in the wrong spot.
That's fine. All right. Okay. Okay, so this is not bad language, but we can be more dire than that. Waterlands might die. Might drown. Okay. I'm gonna. Okay, is that accurate, Sarah? I'm looking at your name. That's the only reason I got it. I was gonna say Jessica originally. Because I talk to Jessica a lot, which is fun. So is that, do I have there what's accurate? Now the problem we have now is we have them drowning twice. Okay, then fix it. But what? If it's not accurate, then we need to change it. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's close. I think you can. Okay, close to. Okay. If Mara doesn't, okay, so she doesn't discover how, and okay, yeah, we can't. I mean, at this point I really don't want to do 4 because I'd have to break like everything, and I'm really close to finishing this thing and getting it out and not having 13 queries in one browser. Bye. Another whole. That's the other. Okay, that. Please, I'm glad I don't have the specific now because now I can't concept it mentally. I said it's be towards one. Let's say that it's still the vague, but it's tolerable. She is also. Bitch, because we don't have this C again. I think we're cleaning up. Okay. Okay, this she. Is this Marin or is this Opal? Is this she, Sarah, is this she, Marin or Opal? Okay. Okay, then that's fine. I just wanted to, you're fine there, because that's the, you got the answer there, you're fine. I just wanted to make sure because I thought I had written that. Okay, I don't need more of it. Okay, Marin's on the second. Okay, this is, if, in my view, this sentence is the only thing that's wrong with here, but it's not worth it. I mean, you're fine because, okay. So, okay, this is, hold on. Tell me and I'll do it. But I like to get specific so I can build things that like are consequential and are linear and just lead you to a path of terror. But ghost, no, I don't need a ghost. I don't need a ghost. No. That's a whole other thing. We got drowning, we're fine. We don't need ghosts. That takes us into a hole because if you focus on drowning and a curse, that's great. A ghost is an entirely different world of bad, and that gets me thinking about what else is happening, but not in the direction that we're going with Marin. Like we have Marin. That's great. That's what we have. Okay, you start bringing some other paranormal into it, and I start thinking about like something other than Marin. That takes my attention focus away from your straight line of plot.
The advantage to having someone else write your query is that we don't know so much about your story that we can ignore the very important details that you put in there. And if we know everything, then we'll end up writing your book instead of a synopsis or a query.
The nice thing is that I don't know, like I know 5% of the book right now. And in seeing that ghost, I'm like, okay, there's another like half a thing there. I don't want it. Because I don't need it. We're close here. This is right now what you're looking at. You already had someone who wants to read the book. That's the job. Yeah, just the goal of this thing is to get the pages request. Okay. That's okay. Yeah, that's transition is still not great, but it's not worth it. We're at like 95% there. This thing is just the only. I mean, you see what I'm saying, this right, Morgan? This sentence is still sort of like a little bit of a jump, but okay.
Is she the only one, or does she hold the key to saving them?
That's what we're saying. Is I think she is the only one.
I mean, I'm sure if you tried hard enough, somebody else might be it.
However, there we go. Let's see. She must decide. She must decide whether it's something or her siblings. Something still. Okay, so Marilyn Opal. Okay, but she talking her to her sister, taking her family or them, something. I don't know. This is like a knot in your hair, and you keep on like you can either get it to work one way bad, the other way bad. It's so close. I'm not gonna get perfect with this. It's not gonna happen, but it's gonna get close. And that's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect, and there's no such thing as perfect query. I think people like don't understand. There is no possible way to get a perfect query because you can have the best thing ever, and the agents won't want it because it's not something they want to do. It's nothing about your book. It's just them.
Sometimes it's the market. Sometimes it's what they didn't have for lunch.
And sometimes it's like the agent, like I like all these things, but this one thing I just don't want, and that's it. And it's not the problem with your book. It's that agent doesn't want it. The only 100% request rates I've seen on queries is like 3 queries, which is just not like representative of anything. Okay, let's see.
I totally misread that Theo abdication paragraph. And I thought that Theo, wait, actually, I still don't know. Is Theo Marin's friend or the daughter of the enemy?
I think the brother. Theo is Marin's brother, I think. We need to actually get when her brother Theo. That would be the. I think it is. I think it always says something else. Let me just go down.
I didn't realize the Waterman family was ruling.
Maryland's twin brother Theo. Yeah, twin brother. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's good. Yep, thank you. I've been so focused on this thing here because this is the thing that we still have to fix. I've been trying to get this fixed for like 4 days because she was on a boat and she couldn't do stuff, and that was, people have lives apparently.
Right.
I don't, but I mean, people do. So this is taking longer than I expected to, but that's fine because we have a news kind of like an hour. I hope we're done by then. I need to get water.
Do it. Yeah, I thought the Watermans were just like, the name of a family. I didn't realize they were rulers.
See, initially, the first thing, when I got to the query, it didn't say the Watermans was a ruling family, okay? And it was suddenly and then paragraph 3 or 4 is
there we go.
Royalty, blah, blah, abdicates. And I'm like, okay, he abdicates? We need to import this information up to the top of the thing because I need to know from the start, this is the ruling family, okay? Now, even within that, we don't have a whole lot of royal anything in here, but it's still identifying the family thing, and an abdication is something you really can only do if you are the ruling family. So I need to do that only for that one fact. Otherwise, this could be any family. It could be right. Whatever. But this right here, you have to. So, and that was an easy thing. Another thing I see often in queries is people don't establish details early enough, so that so the reader understands exactly what they're dealing with. They'll go, oh, by the way, she also has a mother she hadn't seen in 10 years. Okay, if you really care about that at the end, put it at the beginning. And it's a very, very easy thing to do, which is why I recommend people go linearly with your queries. Because
introduce as few people and places as possible.
Oh, yeah, especially named characters.
I usually say no more than 4, but when you have that many main characters, maybe you get a setting too.
I've seen 8 in a paragraph, and it was death.
Oh my gosh.
It was 6 people, and it doesn't matter. No, that's why we're not saying it. We just established the royal family. We've established the minimum for the abdication to matter to people. They have to have their royals. That's the only reason we have it in there, because you cannot abdicate if you're just whatever other thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you were the heir to an oil,
that's still not abdicating though. That's leaving. Or whatever, taking some other verb, but abdication is a specific. Let me look it up actually, because
but if you're in that storyline referring them to oil barons and stuff, then you might want to lean into the royal analogy.
Yeah, I would go with renouncing or something or just denounces or whatever. There are things we can discuss for those situations because but abdicate. When I hear abdicate, I hear royalty immediately.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that there is no clear etymological link, it's away from and declare. You could technically, without the context of it, you could abdicate from whatever. And if you have people using it casually, but within a query sense, for me, it builds the sense of the royalty with that word.
Good.
Okay. While we wait for that to happen, anybody have any questions? How many viewers do we have? I should actually check, but I don't.
6.
6. That's for a first go. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm trying to train my cat to bite gently.
Good luck. I know how to do it with dogs, but
when I say gentle, he starts licking until he lulls me back into,
Yeah, thinking that he's not going to bite you, then he does.
Yeah.
What I use with dog, would you like to know? I can tell you if you want, but if you don't want it, I won't tell you.
I have a spray bottle for his face. It works really well.
That's good. Do you have a spray bottle? Right. Yeah. Do you want to know what you can do with a spray bottle?
What?
He bites, you go, ah! And you jerk away, and then he thinks it hurts you, and he stops. It works for dogs.
I tried that.
But the thing is, with dogs, they care. Cats do not, and that's a crucial difference. And one reason I do not do cats. Whatever works. I'm never gonna have a cat. It's just not gonna happen. I don't enjoy. I have 4 people who don't listen to me. I don't need a fifth. Okay, so let's. Sarah, are you happy with it right now? It's fine. I think the way that you have the mention of it and then not doing much more is totally fine, because the story isn't about a ruling family. It's about a family, and the abdication is part of a thing that happens in a royal family. I think that you have 2 mentions, basically 2 uses of it, and that's as many as you should have. I wouldn't put another in. I wouldn't take one out. I think it's great.
I think she could get away with referring it to the ruling. Yeah, you've got the ruling family.
You've got the that's exactly what it. Because when it came to it was like blah 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 blah. Oh well, also they're royals, so we have it. We don't have a castle. We don't have coronation. We don't have line of succession. All this stuff. When he abdicates, we don't see who's going to be the next king or whatever. We don't, because it doesn't matter. It's about this family dealing with a curse. That's the focus of the plot, and within that, the focus of the plot is Marin, who is going to have to drown.
So is it a younger sister or youngest? I don't know what the other sibling is.
It would be a girl, the firstborn Waterman daughter. Okay, so Marin is the firstborn Waterman daughter. Okay, you can have a younger sibling.
Yes.
Okay, let me read this. Okay, let's go from the top. You'll personalize that obviously with whatever. I don't have your agent list, so I'm not going to attempt that. Segmentation for character driven. Okay. All right. I don't know Force of Souls. I don't know the Living Worlds. Do you, Morgan?
I don't know those particular stories.
Okay. Because as the problem we've had recently in the group is people are comping Sarah Jane Moss, and you can't do that because you will get killed. If you you'd honestly be better off comping E. Nesbitt, because some people might not have heard of her, but Sarah Jane Moss is a huge name. You can do it on Twitter. You can do it like a pitch fest. Great. Sarah Jane Moss and Shakespeare, whatever. Have fun. In a pitch, in a query, I would not, unless I've seen people say you can do, and I kind of think if you pair it with something very recent and sort of more low key. So you could do.
Wait, you heard that from me.
No, I've heard that from other people too. I went with my princess thing, and because I caught the Princess Diaries, which you can't do, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which you can't do. So it's a double, death.
Yeah.
Because Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, you have to really bring for you to do that. But I do, I think, at least. Okay, so.
But because with comps, you want to prove that you've read, especially for YA and children's, you want to prove that you've read something since you were a child, and that you are aware of the current market.
Yeah,
and
you have
what
to.
what sort of voice is selling right now?
The thing I tell people is a business document. You have to prove that you know the business, because it's not just about how well you write. It's about how well you understand the field you're trying to enter. Like, you're trying to get into college, right? You can't write an essay based on, Bosnia, unless you are a refugee of Bosnia. Other stuff is happening right now. I'd have to understand what's happening in the book. If you're talking about someone transitioning, if the plot is the coming out, then I'd have to see. I'd have to see specifics. Can you Rebel? Can you give me the green? I'll tell you. Within that, include the synopsis up to the stake sentence, which should be a third of the way through the book, and also the first 2 paragraphs of the book. Give it all in a document and throw it at me on Twitter at author Hopkins, which is spelled the way it sounds. Okay, let's get back to the screen now. Perhaps no fan legends is start. Or dark, that's fine. Some people might do this. I think it's fine without it, because it's an implied thing. And also you got this one right here, so it's like you don't need 8 asses in a row. Okay, we cap this. Okay, this right here is a style thing. I've seen it cap sometimes, seen that cap sometimes. I like it because it's a thing that I do at work, and one of the right things I carry over from that. Okay, I love this line. I love it to pieces. it's a wonderful show. It shows you where they live. It shows you exactly what the house they live in. It shows you, the scope of the thing. It's world building. It also shows you how she feels, and the way that it's presented. The sentence itself, it is showing the coldness while actually referring to the coldness. I love it. It's fantastic. This is a great way to demonstrate voice in very few words. You've got waiting for death, which is what she's doing. Something she's done. This sentence is, as part of it, is 15 words, and you've established a great sense of place, of voice, of character. Tremendous job, which is what I marked earlier in the earlier draft. And then you've got that. You contrast the coldness there, shown, you're not even being warm, showing flashes of warmth, which is great because you had the warmth contrasting with the cold, you got the flashes of heat here, and then showing it instead of being it. She's not actually doing anything. She's just sort of saying, I could do this thing if I wanted to. Toward this is the UK thing. So, breaking down the being this is great. Okay, so we have the okay. I might show this more if we were in earlier time. It's okay because when we know enough generally, I think, as people about sibling relationships to understand exactly what this looks like. And to me, we don't need to show more because we've got what we have. You could add a show to it. And we have that. A 214 is okay, I think. For I don't think we have 300 words or whatever. You could show it more, but I think it's okay as is. And not just because we're close, because that's fine. You don't, And also, the point of that is to establish Opal's a person who cares about her sister. The point of it is not to go, Opal is a real life person. Here's her entire backstory. We don't need that. We just have this character who loves her sister, and that's fine. She's a supporting thing here. Okay, let's see. That's then. Okay. So an interesting thing here. Okay, people don't realize this a lot, but when you begin a sentence with when, they assume that this thing here that is happening is of subordinate importance. All this is subordinate to this. Okay. In this case, it works because we are focusing on Marin. So Theo's thing happening, the important thing there to us, focused on Marin, right, is what happens to Marin. If this were for dual POV and Theo were the other big character, I would have you then Theo abdicates, blah, 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 because that establishes his thing as its own importance, right? But right now it's subordinate because it works that way, because Marin is what we're focused on. That makes sense? This comma you can read either way. I like it because it gives a little distance, and you've got this robbed of the thing and left in. You can argue either way whether you want to do it or not from a technical perspective, but I think from a feel perspective it works. Okay. This is again a thing where you could show it if you wanted to. I think it works because we have sparse language here. She barely knows. We don't need to see what she doesn't know about them. In the sparseness of the language, we see her lack of understanding of their lives, which is what makes it work to me. What is it? Okay. So we established Theo. We reestablished Theo here. Okay. We get Opal. I want to be a thing too, but we keep coming back to Marin is the only person who say them. Because she keeps them being the crux of it. Problem. She's still unable to feel. She must decide whether to soften her sister and to love enough to see. Okay. I like it. I think it works. I think that the sparseness of it, I think that the way we developed it, it all hinges on Marin, which is the point. I would lowercase this because we don't usually cut those. I don't love the is there, but if the agent is not going to reject you because of this phrasing right here, that is I usually don't like, because I do too. I think it's great. This I usually snipe and stuff because you could do better, but at the same time, like I said, if an agent is going to formally reject you for that, honestly, because it functions. Is it like this prettiest thing ever? No, but it does. You present the information in a clear, concise, understandable manner, and then you can use that. Sarah Thompson. Okay. Sincerely. The only thing I might change about this is nothing in particular. It doesn't matter. I mean, this sentence here, I think you're fine with. I get very particular about everything, so I don't like that is, they are, whatever. I like to begin with a noun, but it's fine. It's not worth changing at this point. The whatever pages are attached, pasted below this letter. I think that's how that is.
Nope. I've been told just
do it. Okay.
If you can't follow directions, you shouldn't be submitting.
That works. That's fine. I've seen it, but I've also
I've seen it more in picture books or cover letters.
Okay.
And cover letter queries are almost
That's a different species.
Yeah.
That's the UK thing, right? Yeah, that's a totally.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also for short stories when you're submitting to anthologies and magazines and stuff like that, you might toss that in there. And picture books, because our picture books are basically short stories.
Totally.
Everything else.
As a writer of them, I know. So the reason I stuck that in there, was going to do that, is I've read 450 something successful queries going back to 2006.
Right.
That line used to be deeply common. Like if you went to my compendium and did per your submission instructions, you search for that, you'd find dozens of it probably.
Yeah.
But so it's just a thing that I was thinking. But if don't do it, that's fine, because if you're paying attention, this not including it tells the agent that you're paying attention to what is happening with queries, which is good. All right. Now we have this. If anybody can't handle discussions of these things, suicide, death and drowning, drugs and alcohol, turn away, because we're gonna get to the synopsis. Okay, so the query is fine as is. If you want to change it, please work it with me, whatever you want to do, because everything is hammered in place very, very carefully, and I don't want you to touch my baby.
That said, you are the writer, and
yes.
Patrick is not.
I am not. I am deeply not. If you want to go
for he may
POV,
cry, that's
I will.
your prerogative.
But Morgan likes making me cry, so it works for her.
I swear I'm not that sadistic.
Okay, let's just do. I'm going to turn on suggestions because I want people to see what I'm doing here. Okay, firstborn. That's just a thing. Okay, so this is. Okay, we need to. In a synopsis, you don't necessarily need to show. Showing things takes more space than telling them, which is why in a synopsis it can be hard to do that. You have space here, but you don't need to do it. What I will do is this, because this is a connected thought. And you wouldn't do a colon there because it's just not how you do it. Okay. Already we've gotten a noun that we didn't have there. Actually, I've gotten two nouns. We didn't have Harry, we don't need him. We didn't have Atlanta, we didn't need it. Because we don't need to know about the factions. We need to, we Marin sort up there. So we can do that and that. This is a stylistic thing. This here will be selected. Positive. Okay, secretly fall in love I have a problem with, because how do we know that? Do we know this? Okay, let's say that we're in chapter 2 of this book at this point in the query. Do we as the reader see information that tells us this thing about this book or not, Sarah? Because if the book doesn't tell us this, then we can't do it. The reason I ask, I have seen so many synopses and queries where it's secretly blah, blah, blah. Oh, wait, no, I don't actually reveal that until 2/3 of the way in. Then we can't have it here, okay? So do we leave this in, or do we take it out?
How did they even meet anyway?
I guess you'd have to read the book.
Right.
I mean, I'm not trying to be, coy or anything. I just, Sarah, are you there? Please. Hi. Okay, within the book, within the information that is presented in the book to this point in the synopsis, do we see him secretly in love with anything, or do we just get a sense something is happening? Because if we have this specific information, is the information presented directly to the reader or clearly inferable? Or is it just something, or is he just being secretive, for example?
Is he a point of view character?
I can see that, yeah. So if in the book we get some like love note or whatever, that would say him being like I fell in love with you or whatever. Like if there's an object or a thing that tells us in the book. Okay, so we have that information. Okay, that's fine because because the thing that happens is if you have something that isn't in the book at that point, I don't know that because I haven't read the book. If I were doing these things, I'll all read the book. Okay, good. And you don't forget. Oh God, I want to be synopses. I'd kill me. Is this what at this point in the synopsis? Is this sentence here? Is Theo? Is this in a Theo chapter? Do you know what I mean by a Theo chapter? Is this in a chapter that? Okay. Because all right, cool. All right. Okay. Okay, I need to. Okay, this is the thing here. This is something I see a lot in queries and synopses. Is this right here? Okay. Now the daughter is right there. You see how the distance between the word daughter and the word women family? Right, the daughter and the word. See all that space there? We're gonna condense that. We don't need to, but we're gonna because it's gonna make it much clearer. The desert's really family. The desert really family's daughter. Now you see how right there, okay, daughter Mayadara. That is a much clearer link, okay? Because otherwise you have Desert's really family and then the name. Okay, so does that make sense why I did that? We don't need to save space because we're only 600 words, which for queries is really short. I'm really happy it's not like I've dealt with 1,400 word queries and it's just so hard.
Insert the word synopses.
Both of them, frankly.
Right, but 600 word query will need cutting. 600 word.
Oh yeah, no, 1,400 word query would be disastrous. But 1,400 word synopsis I'm done with. The most for a query usually about 500, and that's hard. Okay, thank you. You did a very good job condensing. I'm very happy that I'm only at 600 something words because I've dealt with such breaks of text. Do we need to know that he's? Do we need to know that this is the terror for the summer? I realize that's a really ticky-tack thing to point out, but if the summer doesn't matter, then toss it.
I mean, it's a cute detail, and it's not going to get us a line shorter. So
well, no, it's not. No, especially not when we're amplified to like plus 200. No, but it's a good thing because the thing is, okay, we're looking at 600 synopsis. I almost said query again. In a 1,400 synopsis, I would snap the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
Because unless it's a summer romance, which whatever it could be, but there's something like individual details that will just kill you, especially if you have like a little because if this line ended like here at the is, that would be that summer would be gone basically.
Okay, so the story follows the 4 siblings.
Okay. This is process language right here. Set out to, we don't need that. They investigate. The only reason you'd ever keep that in is if before they can investigate something happens, like one of them gets born alive or whatever. You could delete some. And in fact, I include process language in my synopsis guide. That's another thing. Okay, you and your apostrophes need to go away. Do I have the rival? Where is it? Okay, we need to establish. Is the desert family and the Watering family are they at like odds? A lot of people have apostrophes. Okay, because here's the thing: all those rules were invented. They're not natural to this language. There are some parts of the language that are, but apostrophes are not one of them. And in fact, ITS and IT apostrophe S, that distinction didn't exist 200 years ago. You look at Thomas Jefferson's letters to whoever, he uses them interchangeably because there was no distinction. It would be like until versus till. There's nothing there. It was invented. It now is separated. Now, question for you. Okay, so Theo's father, right here. Let's look this thing. Somewhere here. Okay, he refused to aid them. Are they now? Is the Desert family and the Marshall family rivals or not? Okay, all right, that's okay. So it's sort of tense-ish. Let's just do that again. you could cut that to won't, but I like confused because it's a little stouter like I would take that to won't in a 1400, just a thing to do early to get to myself in the chopping mentality. You can shorten that to okay, that's like a comma. That's actually a little bit better. Pedals. Are you British? Or are you just doing British things? Because tours and cult travel is very British. It's actually traditional British grammar.
I've been fighting my turtle towards for.
Okay, this right here. I think so. I'd have to. The problem is that when I talk and type, I can't access that highest level of thinking. This is what we call overwritten. So we can do Sifter able to. We might massage that later, but look at all that. We don't need all of that language. It's not the cleanest thing, but like you don't need it. If we would come back to it, I can make that finer, but like you do not need factually. You don't know all those words. You show the side effect. Opal, because we established that opals are not here. Okay, who? Okay, this is what I'm highlighting here, Sarah. Is this voice, or can I chop this because I can say this more cleanly? So this section I have highlighted here. Is this something that sounds like the book, or is this something that like just felt like an interesting way to say it? Okay, thank you. And I'm trying to find out. Or not. That's not great, but I don't have that highest level of thinking right now. Okay, isn't Harry's family Opal's family?
So their family.
Yeah, because that's family. Plausibly, yeah. It's a lot of people in here. Okay. You cannot unofficially up because that's not a thing. To succeed. To succeed. How do you do that? Is it exceed this round or succeed? I don't remember that. Morgan, do you know this from reading fantasy? Succeed this round?
To succeed, yeah. Just make sure it's not spelled with an C.
Succeed. To this round?
I think it's EDE. Does that look right? Because yeah, SUCCEDE.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't read royal stuff, so.
Whereas that's my bread and butter.
That's
why I have bread and butter pickles in my fridge.
Yeah. Okay. Good. That's something. Okay, and okay, so we have this. Okay, here's the thing here. Okay, this is nonlinear. Okay, she's angry, but she goes anyway. So, and though she's makes it longer, but it's the book.
It doesn't make it longer, it just reorders it.
Yeah, it could make it
She
longer.
goes, but she's still angry. She's still angry.
But also, if the job is to present the information in linear order.
Yeah.
So, this is.
We've got two begins. Who begins to show her love, she begins to soften. And with the she, the last she who was mentioned was the Adara sister, but I believe we have May softening.
See, I think.
Or Marin, sorry.
See, I think we're okay here with the antecedents, with the pronouns, because she is clearly Marin. She clearly Marin. The other Dara is kind of her. No. There's only one girl that can be. So she.
Only because we have the her at the end, then we're good.
Yeah. If we didn't have that, then I'd be like, there she was the other Dara sister. She's something. Which at that point I'd be like, yeah, we need to have the. But if we did that, we need to redo the thing anyway, because it would be gross. Which is a very technical term that I use on purpose. What happened to my chat? I need to get back to my chat. There we go. Okay. Now, so see, this is a different thing. Okay, this is gross. Is it gross? No, let's see. Harry identifies the person. A little ungainly for that, but that way we have.
I was wrong on the spelling. It's EED.
Okay, I can please that.
2 C's and then 2 E's.
That's a normal word then, right?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. So. Cool. All right, now this I hate, but it's not. This is the thing, Morgan. I like this. I'm gonna leave this as is because if I change this to May succeeds, I have to break the entire sentence.
Oh yeah,
no. Everything from who is successful.
Occasionally, nouns are better than verbing.
I mean, but the thing is, we don't need to be driving towards action here. This isn't an action thing. This is an information session with some tension involved. We don't need to have everything be, edge of your seat stuff. And I really would have to just completely redo this entire, because I'd have to start with her succeeding.
Yeah, and we're using the same language as the story, and we do want this synopsis to at least have somewhat the same voice as Sarah's writing.
Okay, and again, I'm going to leave this noun in because we don't need to drive. The action of a coronation is really more pomp, and we're not seeing that. So it's just like that's a fact thing. May succession? Why the hell is? Oh, that's because that's okay. That's why. All right, that's. May and Marin is confusing me. Gets a feeling. Can we sense things? Senses. That's okay. This is that's and these ones gross. Scorch. Escapes. Capture. When was Harry captured? Oh, that's right. There we go. Right there. Yeah. Okay. Forward and heads to. Do we need to go to the desert? Let's find out. I don't know. Sometimes going where you're going doesn't matter as much as what you're doing, but let's see.
Can we go back up and delete a has?
Yeah, where is it?
Harry identifies the person who betrayed their family.
Yep, good.
Who has betrayed.
Yep, good idea. Yep, absolutely.
Helping verb, deleted. I can do it too.
There you go. In my book, for speak of names, I have Brian and Brianna, and I'm gonna have to change one of them because the reader's gonna be like, which one up to the 5th letter? And it's like, I don't know. Okay, heads to one. I don't need to know all this. I don't think we'll see them. Pretty. Let's have a disease. Theo's killed. Okay, that's good to know. Harry saves his father. I don't need to know that he's in the desert, do I? Sarah, do I need to know that he's in the desert or not? Does saving his father convey enough? I might need to know. Also, was his father, and this is why it's all suggestions, because if I end up needing to know this thing right here, if this actually becomes important, I can just reject this change. I can just scroll over and reject it by doing that thing right there. Okay. Okay, but is the desert crucial? Okay. Follow-up other question. Was his father injured when Theo was killed? You bastards. Because if his father is injured, then we want to have Theo being captured and his father being injured in the same fight. Because that would be, that presents the information so that I can understand. Because his father's injured. Oh, wait, he was injured? What? Where? Like, I don't have a sense of this. It's a little bit disjointed. Okay. Okay, after. That's annoying, actually, but that's the
Can
book.
we turn injured into an adjective?
Yes. No. Okay, so
Harry saves his injured father?
it depends on how it happens. I can do it. Because here's the thing: if the reason he was injured is important, then we need to know like who was shot in the air by a desert family, assassin. That is important to the plot, right? If it's just he stubbed his toe, whatever, then right now, honestly, we don't even know that the injury itself matters, because he could just be rejoining the guy. I don't know the book, which is part of what makes synopsis so hard is that you don't know the book. Makes it back to Sarah makes it back to. Did she have any trouble, or is this just a process for that we can shorten? Do I lose any meaning from the plot if I say returns, for example? What? What's
I read
wrong?
ahead.
Oh, okay.
Fantasy's my jam.
I see. Okay. Dying. That's okay. Okay, this is. I'm gonna verb this. I'm gonna hurt you even more, Morgan, because I'm gonna make this. I'm gonna drum up. We need more tension and drum in this sentence. We need
What?
this sentence.
How? I already flailed. I'm tearing up.
Morgan, I'm gonna make you hurt even more, and you're gonna like me for it. Just give me the. All right, I'm gonna take these off. I can't hear you right now, so you can say whatever you want about me. Hey. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Oops. I don't understand what the curse one sister and curse the other means, but maybe it makes sense to somebody else.
Because to
Hold on. I can't hear you. Yes.
if you curse my sister that she's going to die, you curse me that I'm forced to watch my sister die.
Okay, I don't.
And I know how she's going to die.
Okay.
I mean, that's why my sister and I have a rule. We're going to have to go out in a car accident because we have to die at the same time, because I would like to not look in the mirror and know exactly what my sister would have looked like at my age.
Okay.
Them's the rules.
Okay.
Trust me.
Purposefully, let me I had a purposefully up here. Where's the purposefully? Okay, I didn't okay. I just want to point out you have two purposefullies in here. This is the one. Okay, right here. This is the other right down here.
Then
If that's on purpose, that's great. I want to make sure you know that that's what you do. It's fine if that's what you meant to do. That's great. If you don't mean to sort of parallel that, then maybe change one of them. I don't know because I don't know what you meant to do. But as an editor, I catch purposefully is not that common of a word, and so if you
intentionally.
Well, there are many things you could do. Like that's the place where you could have lots of words deliberately, intentionally, visibly. There are options you can have. That's the good thing.
Desperately.
No. You're convincing it's not. That's not that. It's not urgent. It's intentional.
We could adverb that shit.
We could close our filthy mouths, lady.
Can I go back to a grammatical pet peeve of mine? It's that whole she/her thing. She carries her to the ocean. Can we say she carries her sister?
Well, yeah. Hold on, Marin. Yeah, I'm just focused on something else. Okay.
I don't even need both names. I just need one to have an identifier.
Okay. I can then toss. Let me just scroll over and toss that. There we go. Do we need sisters here?
Yeah.
Okay. As Opal dies, is dying actually. This process is. There we go. Okay.
They can't just drown alone. They have to watch their sisters do it. Well, that's horrible.
Well, if you could choose between getting to. Hold on. I would rather watch someone. I would rather be there for someone dying than not. And now we're going to move on to something else because I cannot talk much more about that right now. Okay. All right. Wow. We actually did that. Okay. The reason we did a synopsis in less than an hour is that it's only 600 words, which is great. I'm very happy that you actually did not have like a year and a half long synopsis. All right.
I mean, it only covers a summer, so.
It can cover a day and it's still be long. It's all about the level of detail that you don't need. Which
I was actually just grumping about day-long books the other day.
That's fine. Okay,
I think it's getting a little too overdone. But my least favorite is when you go from a week or two stories in a series to half a day. I hate that when stories slow down that much from book to book. Sarah did a shout out. You did it.
I did it. What did I do? Let me go back to there. Hold on a second.
You got through the synopsis.
Oh yeah. I got an entire. I hate synopses because again, so many of them take so long. It's all the words, and then this one was tolerable. 600. I mean, let's. Sarah, at some point you want to go through and accept whatever changes you like. If you like them, great. I'm happy for you. If you don't, then awesome. I don't care. It's just everything is a suggestion to me. I might think you are silly for not accepting some of these, but because a synopsis is not going to kill you the way a bad query is. If you're going to reject, I've had people reject query suggestions I made that were like, you have to do this. Like people wanted to have vague state sentences, and it's like, I can tell you factually, having read hundreds of these, if you have, they will lose everything. There are agents who will not pick up your pages. Some will, but you lose some because if it's specific.
Ooh, let me guess. It starts off with the first sentence being, they have this, their perfect life, and then they lose everything.
Yeah, that's just trash.
I mean, or, 80% of contemporary romance is about coming back after the divorce. Which is still better than the, oh, this hot young thing was flirting with me and I'm bored in my marriage.
Every Lifetime movie ever. City girl comes back to her country roots and discovers the boy that she left behind.
Still better than that hot young thing was definitely looking at me and my marriage is boring.
All right.
Let me tell you, it's like 50% of literary fiction.
Oh, Sarah, did you want us to look at your first paragraph or whatever? Did you put that in here or not? I think no. You have pictures down below, right? Yeah, pictures down below. We can look at because they're posted. If you want us to look at pages, we can. We have 13 minutes before Anu shows up. I should probably tag her where you linked it.
So what are the times for tonight?
So Anusha's supposed to come in at 11,
Okay.
which is 8 her time. Amazingly, I'm fine.
Okay.
I was expecting to be dead, but I'm fine. What's this thing here? Okay, that's nothing useful. That's that thing. Navigate. Let's see if I can actually. I lose the ability to do certain things when I'm doing voice and when I'm hearing things. I have to hear things and pay attention. So let's. I'm amazed that tonight it hasn't been bad because I legitimately I can't even search email when I'm on the phone. It just doesn't work. So that's there and
I think it's time for a quick stretch break and maybe
oh,
some
let's
water.
do that. Yes, yeah, let's do that. Let's get sleep because I have to do the same. All right, I'm gonna mute myself. Can I mute myself or? Tell me if you can hear this, Morgan. Not this part, not this part, not this part, this part.
I heard all of that.
Can you hear me eating?
Yeah. Wait, no.
No?
Nope. I see your mouth
Mine.
doing the chewy motion, but I hear no crunch crunch.
That's good. Okay. I'm eating dark. I go through sugar like crazy when I do this for this reason.
I
And
hear
like
that.
the thing I don't want to do is like die on a query or like innocent. I have like run out of energy mid sentence and be like, I can't bring this anymore. Like this just you down. Okay, below this level, I can't work. So last night I ate half bag of this.
There's a reason you bargain shop for all the cereal.
This is actually store brand.
Store brand?
Oh God, yes. You kidding me? Why pay full price? It costs a little more than this. Yeah. I would not eat the bad thing about cereal, number one, is very dry. And it's also like a bunch of processed corn, whereas this is actual food.
So I'm a freak of nature and I eat my cereal dry, but then again, I also blood sugar crash when I have most cereals these days, so I don't.
I eat it dry too. It's just easier. Number one, it's easier. Number two, less like stuff to clean up. Number three, when you have kids or anything that likes to knock things over, milk is a bad idea. Bad idea. Yeah. I'm sure that for every story I have of someone knocking someone over, you have a cat did the same thing.
I hear that.
Okay, so that and that is. I don't know what that is. I have to do that. Okay. Right. Okay, let's see. That's out of order. Okay. That's why that's not working. That's non-linear. Why do we need to? We don't need to know that information. That's interesting. It's. Why are you thinking about that when if it does? Okay, I'm not gonna say you can't see. Look at Rob Blackwell's first paragraph and tell me what's wrong with it.
So let me go into Facebook and now let me find the link.
Yep. I'm not going to show it on the stream because I don't have permission, but
Kelly claims that we are the only creatures that consume mammal milk beyond 2 years of age.
I wouldn't know.
Cats enjoy it, and rats will if they can get to it. I think a lot of it's an access issue. So whose query did you suggest I check out?
Not the query. Rob's first. He was thinking about doing a major overhaul of his first page, or to do whatever thing. I would simply suggest that he like go linear, and the like. I need hold on, actually this. Someone asking for my synopsis guide.
I didn't know Instagrams could be 10 minutes long.
I don't know anything about Instagram. So. Someone responded to my pinned post asking for synopsis resources, and I have a guide.
I linked them. I linked them down below. If you need to refresh your screen, they should be there.
Okay, it's Ellen responded to my pinned post, not to anything here. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know who this person is. Oh, well, I'm the top thing. Interesting. Let's see what these are. Sheridan writes, okay. Beli, okay. Did she show up? Let's find out. I'm gonna tag you in this. I cannot do technology stuff right now because there's
No,
a
that's
mental
fine.
block for me. So I'm just at you with this thing to give her the link to it because it's just. All right, there we go. And then she'll also be able to watch the recording later. Because she wanted to watch. Okay, there we go. I don't know if I mentioned. Okay, we're gonna get. I want to get Anisha here. Okay. With Cherry because. I'm in 24 Discords, which I say not to brag, but because I get notifications a lot, and it's really annoying because it might be my friend saying hello, it might be some other person doing whatever bullshit thing. So that was another notification I was killing. That's done. That's you tell me that. Okay, that's Morgan caring about it. Okay, you did something else, didn't you? Okay, that's actually never mind. That's yeah. I think the issue is not that he needs to redo his pages, but he needs to do his pages. And I'm not trying to be mean with that, but like when I think about if you were to tell me my friend died,
I disagree. I totally disagree. If his query and first pages are getting requests, the issue is either the synopsis or the pacing after the first 10 pages.
Okay. We need to know his request rate because I don't. So can you?
Yeah.
But I'm just like I'm looking at that first.
Yeah, I don't know what the rate is, but he's had 3 requests for more pages.
Has he? Okay. I was there when he got the first one because he had 12 rejections or CNRs, and then I helped him. But he got 1 out of 3. Was the next partial. So. Oh, hooray! You're there. Okay, good. That's fine. I just want to make sure. So we're waiting for Anush. I don't know if she's here or what are her pronouns. Let's find out. I don't know. I don't think about this because I don't, respond to people in the third person. Let's see. Something. Come on, go up there.
So Kelly just joined. Query Revision is the name of the game. We are doing queries and synopses, and Patrick has a schedule. And at 11 o'clock, we're starting with who's?
Anush Kul. Let me check it. I don't want to push this.
Awesome.
Anush Kulukian. I don't see pronouns. I think this person is female. I don't know. But if Anush doesn't show up, I can do another one if someone wants to, throw me something. I don't care. I mean, I can diagnose things in about a minute flat. So if Kelly, if you had something you wanted to, Morgan's, your query is fine. We're not going to work mine because mine is a dumpster fire already. I have another idea for mine, but it just I don't need another idea. I just need to sit down. I mean, first of all, I don't need a query right now for Brianna. It's not done, so I bother. But I do want to get Anush in here because she changed her query without consulting me first, which, as you know, you have resting disdain face with me. It's wonderful.
I will, if it doesn't work, I will change it up. If I feel I need to freshen it, I will. But
yeah.
I usually wait, 5 or 10 rejections. But I thought mine was totally solid, and clearly it was not because I went from getting, 1 out of every 5, 10 for more pages to 20 solid. And then I did a whole story revision and then 20 solid form rejections.
That's disgusting. Wow. Okay.
So I know my book is better because I believe in me. So clearly the synopsis is not doing it. Or sorry, the query wasn't doing it. So.
Well, you saw what I did look at some other fantasy queries and I did see some that were passive. I think they might be the exception, frankly, because they're a little old.
So I think the obsession with active versus passive is very Western centric. Western stories were all about agency and stuff like that, and not every culture surrounds themselves with that sort of focus.
Okay.
So It depends on your story and your culture for your world. So I think that agents who are like, oh, it's not an active character, need to maybe step outside of themselves and examine the culture that the story is set in.
That works.
So
I mean, it's all art, so if it's done a different way somewhere else, then that's the business. So
and if it's not your jam, it's not your jam.
But
that doesn't mean it sucks. You hate fantasy. I love it, but that doesn't mean
it's not that it's that I don't. After I can only take so many 16-year-old girls being the chosen one in a row. It's a little, find something else to do. Just like if you saw some of my free writes, you'd be like, okay, we get that the 16-year-old boy is very tortured because he's so smart, but find a different plot. It's the same thing though, because you look at if you go to a library and you look at fantasy, it's all these thick things of 16-year-old girls finding themselves. Great, okay, 15 and a half, some kind of change, please.
Well, while we're waiting on Anush, did you want to look at that chapter 1 first page?
Yeah, sure, let's do that. Where's this?
It's on the screen right now.
Oh, the Sarados. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that should be what this was, but okay, that's just the generation was born. This is awkward. I know what you're trying to do here is wrong. It's awkward. I'm just going to mark it as awkward because I know what you're trying to do, but you have to rebuild that to do that.
I think it works in the language though of
the
style. So up to you. Revisit. Yeah. Think it over.
Yep. I want to do a new paragraph there because that just to give it that space.
There was Marin. Dun, dun,
yep.
dun.
Emphasize it. I might add a world building element to this to show who has, so 75 years is just a number.
We'd already said 4 generations.
Okay, so we have
in the previous paragraph.
If there's a character that matters from back then, if someone's great aunt Tilda was the last one, and people mourn her, this might be a good place to bring her up, right? And since great aunt Tilda, whatever. If there's a world building element you can build that you put in there, that'd be a good place to put it to give it a sort of an in-world feel. But I don't know if the book's one. There is one. It's just a thing. When I see a number, like when I see a number in anything in fiction, I'm like, okay. That's great. Can you relate to this world? Because that way I can understand the world better, and also that's you sitting in that world better. This repeats. I'm not sure I like it. Let's see, you have this.
No, Mama doesn't want to get gnawed on.
I might do this. I might go that. Because you just have you establish where you have her. This right here, that right there establishes possession. But while you can do this, you're limited. You're already limiting here, right? So give me the harder thing here, right? Give me the harder thing right here, okay? And then kill her, right? This to me just feels like it's a little more than we need, and we can condense it. This again, I would do world building. See, I'm torn. Okay, we can either do world building here, right? Or we can not do it because we're emphasizing that whatever she's experiencing doesn't matter. I think that's the approach that she used here. It was. It's fine. What better would do it? But it's so tightly wound otherwise. This is so.
The ocean is huge. That's a long crossing. Had she sailed the ocean, maybe, but crossing is long.
Sailed. Okay, this is just a straight swim. There you go. Head swim. Okay, so we don't need to emphasize the fact that she's going up it because that's implied. When her, so whether it's ancestral home or whatever, like the manor or something, but we know that she's growing up in here, right? Because we just said it up there, two lines up here. We have grow up here, right? We don't need it again, okay? So this, I'm just gonna do this, and that way I'll mark it so you know that, like, look at that and maybe do it a different way.
If you want to put the home in, I would say she often looked
Oh, yeah,
out
absolutely.
from the window of her bedroom.
Right.
At the
Yeah.
waves.
You can a world building thing that you can, because you're at the home, so you can establish that effect. Exactly right. Yeah. And you could do it in a couple ways with the detail you want to use. But the important thing is that you already established that one thing, so you can use that up. That's basically a descriptor like whole for you to fill in with what you want to do. But the one thing you don't need to do is screw up. Okay, this is actually a tell here. I don't know how to fix it because it's a tell and then the show ever after it.
Yeah, that's what I was. If we move the balcony to
the balcony's
home,
yeah,
when she's looking out, then we don't even need to spell.
I would combine the balcony with the home and then have that, and then I'm gonna mark this whole thing and have it period because I can't think exactly how to fix it right now, but I know that you can have that be prettier. Since you cross, you can say we're gonna change that. Let's do that. I'm marking to the period because it's there. To look at sales. It's Britishism. Okay. Do I need? Alicia's still out there. Still there. Alicia, where are you? We need your stuff. Let's see this. Okay, okay. This is the same verb issue. Every time she had done this thing, he had done that thing. Okay. So, wait, was she in the water now? Huh? I'm confused. Okay. Drop stuff. You can be better than this. Okay, this is just drop in dripping. Is repetition they don't need. It makes you look like you can't think of a good verb there.
Could go with drops falling from her higher.
Your options, yeah. Clinging, I'm not sure I like as a verb here. Because cling is more to me like a plastic wrap thing. Like it's a good the construction, the stand still, whatever into her legs is a good way to show the sand, because not all beaches are sandy, right? And you're building your world, you're showing this is the kind of experience you have here. But I'm not sure clinging was maybe sticking or something. Okay, so I need a period there, right? I can't see if you have one there, but if you don't, I would.
I mean, you get some nice alliteration if you go sand still sticking.
Yeah, if you want that. I'm not sure I do. Do I want this? Look a good verb here is my question. Okay, shoot. On the one hand, I like how we have the casual aspect, because when you don't care about things, you don't care about your word choices. You're just more likely to go with sort of an emotionally flat hair-like look. But it also doesn't convey any sort of. There's flat and there's dejected. And this to me is more flat than dejected. If she's flat, then that's fine.
I have one question. Sometimes the word okay bothers me in fantasy because it just reads as very modern of a word. I don't know if it is, but it reads that way. I almost want it to be like, so not today, but soon. But it's your choice if you want to use okay in your story. It's just one of those fantasy, things you can remove from your story if you think it sounds too modern.
You could go with a different word. My first thought is all right, because it conveys the same thing,
Right. Which I've done. And then I had 2 different beta readers arguing over the difference between all right and all right.
It's 2 words.
And then I decided I didn't want to be in that war at all.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's a thing. That's a decision that we made at the proofread level when you're with the publisher. So your friends can go suck rocks. But I'm pretty sure it's 2 words. But again, I'm not operating at peak capacity right now. Let me just flag this because if you're going to go with a special-ish verb with clinging, you want to match the tone with look because it's the same person thinking the same thing, okay? Because the act of experiencing the sand and caring about it is the same as the act of looking at your shoulders and caring about that. So that's what I would do there. I think this is good. I think it could be better. I think you're probably a draft and a half-ish away from doing it. If this, what we've seen here, is the same quality we have throughout. But my bet is that, like, page 3, it looks the same, basically. Which is why I don't care about page 3. Because most of the stuff I'm working on this stuff is the same thing. Because people fundamentally, like, they keep doing what they do and stuff. Okay, so that's Sarah. Are we done with Sarah? Did you want to do anything more with Sarah, or are we good with her?
I think we're good.
Okay. Sarah, do you have any? What's up?
I was going to say, Sarah, don't feel obligated, but simply it's one of those topics that I've talked a lot about. So I'm going to shamelessly link drop my list of words that I removed from my fantasy stories to make them feel less fantastic or to make them feel more fantastic. So it's when your fantasy novel sounds too modern, it's just got some words I like to replace and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's been lovely to. Oh, you're talking to her. Yeah, that's good. Good that I caught myself before. I thought you were saying I was so. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kelly wanted to say that he's not sure of the fantasy culture, but in some cultures, an affirming word for yes is sometimes used colloquially for okay. And Rebel A would like to say all right is 2 words. Patrick says. And then Rebel quickly changes my manuscript with a Control F like it never happened.
Control H, I believe. Find and replace.
Yeah, but then you can.
No, the joke was I know.
Yeah.
But this is my brand though. So, nobody who knows me is surprised, and if you didn't know before, you do now. This is like those on-brand 2-hour period. I think. All right, let's see who.
Sarah thinks we're truly heroes.
Because I am like high right now on this stuff. It's fun. Okay, we need to. I'm gonna close this one. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna do that, and let's see if that actually stops. It did. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, that's your Gmail. Okay, so that's all right. And Anusha's in the document. Okay, I'm gonna switch to Anush right now. Let me see if I can do that. And let's Chrome tab and Anush. There we go. Okay, cool. Wow, that worked. Okay, and are we scrolling enough for you? Okay, so Anush, can you hear me first of all? Is she watching or anything? This feels so weird. Like I'm typing to someone and
So I can't see who is watching, just who is commenting and how many.
All right, are we still at 6 people?
We are at 6.
Okay, so it's possible that she didn't join. Okay. The chill in me right now is a lie because I really want to get to the next thing because I still have 11 queries.
Oh my goodness. Well, if Anush said that you could share it on the stream, then we could go ahead and get started even without them.
Okay, yeah,
because I know your time is precious and you've got a lot to do.
Well, it's 11:15 right now. It's 11:17 right now.
Yeah.
I usually worked by this point. Usually, on that I've worked 8 or 9 things. Okay, cool. That's fine. Okay, so let's get the query done because I really want to finish the thing.
Right.
Like, I don't like the almost. Almost is really annoying. 4 and 5 piece 3. Okay, 3 queries. You have 3 queries.
I mean,
that's something. People choose people. Okay, a 4. Are you trying to do a 4 POV or 4 queries? I don't. Okay, do it. Okay, log into. My robust is one of my words.
I like it. It's pretty solid. Pretty solid.
It is. It's my It's a word that I use when I want to be nice, because there's something else that I mean, and I don't want to hurt people's feelings, because this is also personal. Like, this is not just words. This is something important.
Right.
And
Yeah. No. Definitely.
And their feelings, and their heart, and like.
So I have
all I do is yeah. What's up?
About the start of queries, where they have dear Mr. or Mrs. I usually just do dear first name, last name, so there's no way I can accidentally misgender anyone.
Mm-hmm. I've seen that.
So, do you have a preference?
I see dear agent a ton. To me, the way that when I'm researching an agent to query them, part of what I look at is how they prefer to be addressed. Some of them are straight up, first name. Yeah. Some of them, miss whatever. Some of them are mixed. There's one agent I looked at who's a non-binary, so I would, part of the thing for that would be dear Mix or dear Claire or whatever, because the person's name is Claire. It's just another thing, like comms or whatever. You want to because if you are expecting a certain thing, I want to meet that expectation to the extent that I can. And a lot of them do, yeah. Some of them don't. So if there's a thing that if I can make you feel comfortable with my stuff, and then just sort of slide into your, acceptance zone of wanting pages, that's the job. That's, what is that thing?
It's a turtle. It's a sea turtle. It has a pocket for catnip, but I haven't introduced my cat to catnip yet.
Okay.
He's only 7 months old.
A lot of the successful queries that I read just say dear agent, which is useless, but I mean, yeah. I get everything from.
If you have dear agent, that screams I am
well, no, I'm saying I say
every agent out there, and
I mean this, where they
yeah,
that thing. Because to me, if you're gonna go dear agent, like you're gonna do a send like that, you're gonna get phone rejected because you're just being lazy. Okay, we got 4 nouns already. That's just too many. This is why I did not do this. I'm pretty sure she changed this. Because right here we have Crystal. 1. Damn it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Already 4 nouns. That's too many for the first paragraph. For the first paragraph, that's too many. For the first sentence, that's death. Just because there's so much to where we have a hint that we should be focused on Crystal. But like we have so much going on already that I would, I'd rather focus on. I would go with the training, and this. I would put this sentence up with Crystal first off before I do anything else, because I've got to establish the character and the situation before I establish the other 3 big nouns, because I am supposed to care about Crystal, not Kinsey, not the godchild, not the guardian of Crystal. That's what I would do. I think, and in fact, that's what I did with the old query. So let's Are you in here yet? This feels. I did this actually. Okay. This is more what I do. Yeah, there we go. That's. See, okay. Okay, so here's an interesting thing here. What is the problem? What's our conundrum there, Morgan? Do you know? We've got one thing and then a decision to make with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see it?
Yeah. Sorry, I was working on the first like 3 sentences and trying to combine them into 19-year-old Crystal was already behind when the gods granted her powers to be a guardian.
Which is more character than my original thing there has been trained since she was 9 to blah blah protect blah blah the only man, and she's going to blah blah because that combines the personal with the duty stuff, and that just cements her as wanting this one role and existence in life. Whereas the other thing introduces 4 proper nouns in one sentence and is death. So the issue here, the 2 issues basically. Number 1, we have a noun in influence that should be a verb, okay? Because is should not be a verb here. Is a terrible verb to use for most things because either the castle is under her influence, which tells you a fact, or one of has been influenced by it, has been transfixed by her, whatever, or she has transfixed most of the castle. So you're either having something be passive and be affected by it, which reduces agency, which maybe is a good thing, or you are showing Allura acting on something. But either way, is trash. You don't want is. You want influence or something like it to be your verb here. So. Let's now bring those suggestion mode. So the verb is up here, transfixed by her. Transfixed, transfixed. And then so we have we can't see right here. We just had Allura being the noun there, so with some sleuthing makes it look like we're still alluring right here, but we have to have Crystal established again. Crystal learns. We're not the best verb, but we need to, do this. That Allura's by the time, so she goes. This is very good. This is very playful text. I'm not in love with this much. Crystal learns. So then, there's my title. I like assassinating rather than assassinating. Crystal. She loads. So that's how we use a verb. Love is a nice verb to use. So she sets out reading. this is okay. This is another thing where you need a verb. Okay, so training is a verb versus a noun. Okay. Again, we have this are as a verb, which is really, really bad. Okay, it's hoping that she has. I think she has. Trying hard enough to try herself. Hoping she has grown into a strong. I don't know this is true, but I'm putting it in because it's a dramatic way to close the thing. And if it's not true, then Anish will tell me and we'll figure it out from there. We need something, strong to really hammer home the stakes. English is still in here. Interesting. Okay. So that's that. I'm gonna. Okay. I done that. 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 Okay. This is a different query. This is. Okay, this is okay. The problem here. Okay, change. You're telegraphing something about to happen. Instead of telling me it's about to happen, give me Crystal being 9 years old. Her mother discovered blah blah. Okay, because that way we start with the character, not the life. Okay, so this right here is emphasizing life changing. Okay, you want to emphasize the character, so they come to the character. Okay, it's a very common error. It's the more we don't care as much about marks. We care about characters, people. This is just saying the same thing. This is saying the same thing twice. We have become fast friends. If they bond over it, then obviously they're become friends. Okay, this is a very easy thing to fix. The Guardians have become like family. See, right there. Okay. We have it's shorter. It hits harder. Okay. And grown to familial attachment is to me more distant. Okay, whereas become like family is just right there. It's just easy. This is a show. This is a tell. Okay, this. After. Now, in the beginning of the sentence, I'm telling you something's about to happen is very bad, but I'm going to make you wait for it, which draws out the tension. Returns from home, just returns from, because how else would you return from mission? What is that? Because we need to identify her, and a woman named is a little standoffish. She is devastated. This is just awkward. I need to take a break. I'm gonna What is that here? I'm gonna take a little break and get some more food. Let's call it 5 minutes.
Sorry for wandering off. I had a phone call come in, but I'm back.
All right, all set?
Ready when you are.
I'm a big Seth fan, and this stuff just absolutely chews my glucose. It's fun. So I walk you through it. Done. This is a new query.
Okay.
Yeah. Now this is already bad because we're emphasizing life changing as opposed to the character. You want to emphasize the character, not their emotions, not any part of them, but themselves, right? Because we care about the people, not the.
Maybe Crystal's life plans.
So emphasizing the non-character. This is broken. Okay, so we have past tense here, okay? I'm pretty sure this is in the book. Let's see, this right is. Now, here's the thing. We don't know what the life changed. We don't know how that changed their life. So we need to. Because otherwise, they will give me 18,000 nouns in a row.
I mean,
I have typed verb-driven language so many times.
I'm pretty sure exactly what this means using non-verb-driven language is the prophecy means she needs to be taken to the palace and trained.
All right, let's do that. Let's assume that you're right, which seems reasonable. It's just we need that hard link between this stuff, and like it could just be like a
for
fact.
people who enjoy fantasy. That seems like a pretty solid link.
See, I don't see. This isn't. At least she's not 16, though. At least she's not 16.
Hey! My main character is 17. Thank you very much.
Oh, the worldliness. Oh, the human. Oh, I don't care anymore. I look at your book and it's not you. It's like fake.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Okay. I like it better passive because it's. The thing I will say here, Palace, I don't know where she was before, so if this is supposed to be a big show of like how special she is, that's not completely clear to us because was she in a hut? Was she a duke's daughter? We don't know. So showing the change in life status by you could say Crystal's 9, her mother and sister down in their little farmland hut or whatever, and discovers the bugs like that. establishes going from this place to this bigger place. And that's a common thing in fantasy is for like some farm girl to be some 16-year-old farm girl to be the choice, but you have to establish that sort of humble or whatever. I hate the word.
Yeah. I believe 0% of my readers have ever figured out that her tithe collecting mother is a tax accountant. I'm like, the country is run by a theocratic monarch who has the soldiers and runs the country. The tithe is your taxes, people. But I don't want to spell it out. It's not that important. I'm just like, come on. Connect the dots. They're there.
Okay, let's see. I know I need to know these guardians because they matter later, but this sentence is so boring.
Is this a synopsis or a query?
It's not a query.
Then we don't need the word Byaku.
Yeah, I don't even. You know what? I'm actually gonna not even look at this anymore. Because I want to get to the synopsis. Because.
Okay.
She said she'd emailed it to me,
sure.
And I don't see it. Let's just. Let's see if she's in here. Let's see if my
check which email you're logged into. You might be in your new.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Okay.
See, because she told me, but let's see if it's in that. I'm gonna check it because there's no reason not to.
Maybe it's a shared document sort of email.
I don't know. 3.
So you can click the shared with me.
Nothing.
Maybe.
Hold on. What did you say?
I was saying sometimes when they say they emailed it to you, they meant that they shared the document with you via email, and they'll show up in your shared with me on your Google Drive.
Oh, let me open. I'm gonna. Unless she. This is okay. So this is not the synopsis right here. It's too short. It's way too short.
No, that's definitely.
That's just no more stuff. Let me do a thing.
Do it. Roll with it.
That's pitches. No, that's not. Okay, let's Crystal. This will give me false positives, but it'll also give anything that's recent that has. Okay, pitches 1/2 A. Okay, that's not it. So I don't know.
Click the shared with me tab. You're in my drive. Wait, right there.
Okay. I have to scroll out because otherwise I won't see it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What's the title of the book?
I don't remember.
Changing Winds.
I don't remember at all. I don't. I mean, that's not it. That's not it. Okay.
Yeah, no. Titles are replaceable.
I mean, I don't remember titles.
It's right there.
There are too many Changing Winds. That could be a soap opera, lady. So I don't see her.
I got nothing. Those were all my guesses.
Prince, that's the same thing. All right. Let me see if I can get her in a place. And then let's see. Let's see if she emailed it using a different account.
That happens a lot.
Mm-hmm. I have people who are one name on Twitter, another name on Facebook, and it's like, okay, all I can do is keep track of, that's fun. Kristen, nothing. Okay. I'm so glad you can't see my email. Okay. I got nothing. Let me. I know what to do. We'll go to tomorrow's stuff because I'm not having you look at something that I don't wish to share. That's bad. Come on. This is the boring part of the
process.
It's still not supposed to be seen. I need to unlink that actually. You never saw that. That was shared with me. Let me go back to my. Is it here? Chess.
Na, na,
You
na,
can see.
na,
This
na,
one.
na, 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 na.
Where is it? This. Someone wanted me to said I could do her dinosaur thing, and
Yes.
I don't see. Is it Jen? It's not it. No, this is really irritating me.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. It's just, it's not.
Ha, we've got a Nasu. Just threw it in the document you're currently viewing.
Okay, and
Jessica is ready if you need another volunteer.
You're funny.
So
All right.
synopsis is right at the end of the first query you were working.
First query? Okay. All right, that's good because I don't have to work on a query. If one is enough for me, really. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go over there. Okay. Is this big enough or do I need to scroll in more?
I think you're good there.
All right, that's good. Okay, 4 nouns again. That's just the gay bonds of friendship formed between. Can we please have some agency?
You need to scroll for the viewers at home.
Hold on.
Sure.
Does that mean you actually?
I mean, I can see what the viewers at home are seeing, and all we see is dear Mr. Mrs.
Oh no, I understand. Hold on.
Okay.
There and then okay, that's I'm in the wrong one. Is the
Gotcha.
thing. I need to find it and then that where is it? Damn, I have actually like a dozen queries up here.
Okay.
And I do not.
I will remove the one that's up, and when you get the new one, I'll go ahead and add it.
Okay. Share screen. I tried to share stop screen. I'm gonna try that, and let's try that. Let's do that. Okay. And
yeah, you can't switch while the share screen thing is still active.
Is that doing it? Is that okay? Let's do that one. Let's try that, and then yeah, here we go. Okay, good. All right. So this phrasing is awful. Number one, there's no agency here. Number two, all you need to say is they become friends, or they bond over. The guardians. That's bad. I have to suggest only. Because again, there you go. She has. I know that there's power in saying it twice, but I think it works better this way. Oh, she doesn't. Okay, she doesn't.
I think she's uncertain of his feelings and she's scared he may reject her, are saying almost the same thing twice. So I would have it one way or the other, but not both.
Are you able to get in and do that, actually? I might need to link you this thing.
Yeah, just link it to me.
Yeah, I'll get you Facebook. I'll get you Facebook. 1 second. Because if you see something, you can say something. Exactly. I'm not the one who can do this. I mean, you have some skills. That sounded so like you're people too. I should tell people who didn't know this. I didn't know that query editing, like with other people, was a thing until I saw Morgan doing it. Okay,
I love doing it. I just don't have it.
4 years ago, and I would look at her like working. You don't have time. I would look at her getting who and I'd be like, okay, this looks really good to me. And she would goes, how did she do that? You could do it. And I started to understand stuff. And what I have done, I hope, is gone a level above it by showing everything I do. Because you have to have you have to have a better eye to see stuff, like to see the changes versus having them marked on the page. And actually, until March, I was not doing what I do this. This to me is like the most instructive thing you can do with a writer is to show them exactly what's going on and why they should do it or why they should. But I just because I just said the thing about you, so I wanted to make sure that people understand that like the reason that I do this is because that's how you do it first. This was in 2017. I found the spreadsheet and that was the game. Because if you give me all that data, but your blog and all your stuff, and you were getting people agents before I was getting anything. And you have
I was giving them second looks. I don't know how many agents, but the query's there to get you a second look.
Yeah, and that's the job. Like the query is not there to get you an agent. The query is there to get you the partial, and after that, they're on their own. Which is why I like to look at the pages, because I want to know, does this person have the pages that, or am I polishing something that isn't there? Let's say. Let's see. Okay, you can keep on. Okay. I think we've got that pretty well done. We can it could be stronger, but for a first look, I think that's a much stronger sense of things.
Okay, no, that's a horrible wording, but chance her advance.
That's really something there. But you know that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was. Yeah, thank you. That's exactly the thing I had in mind there. Yeah, that's.
But I think we need something a little more direct than use this opportunity to see if there's a possibility of a deeper, a little too 3 hedges in one sentence.
Your flow has not only died, it's gone backward. Casper Milktoast wouldn't be that indirect. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, that's we need a new paragraph there, right? We don't need the sense of gossip. I mean, honestly, if there's a role building element of it, then cool. But I don't see how it adds the plot. So, impending. I know it's imprecise language, but it's better than that long thing. Besides to help Sherlock. Things are going well.
What? Oh, one look at Alora. Gotcha. The pair is courting.
That's so vague. We don't need completely. Completely is so useless. It either is something or it isn't. It's almost as bad as almost every, which is not every. So why say most? Something like that, or whatever. But that's more journalism thing, really. I don't need to see destroyed fruits of hope again. We're focused on we need to focus on character. So,
I mean, isn't Crystal's hope is destroyed verby enough?
Question. So sorry.
There we go. Just leave it there.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Because heart, I forget what the term for it is, but you can use a body part as a stand-in or a stand-in for the person itself. It's a rhetorical device. Okay. We already know it later. Okay. We have her being crushed, and then we have her weeks later. There's a little. It's okay. She suffered, right? Like this is her life dream at 19 is dead, and we skip weeks.
Yeah, because nothing happened, so we shouldn't show it on the page. We just show her like she manages to brush her hair and then.
But let's say that her sitting there being despondent is boring because frankly it is. Runs into an old friend. Is there any emotion in that sense at all?
I mean, I think the next sentence is, hey, there's something to think about at least. I don't think she has a lot of emotion for anything else right now.
Well, there's no emotion there at all. I mean, this is still like a factual presentation of plot. Okay, let's okay, I have to do this. She keeps on using him. He's British. Okay, needing. We might go stronger with that verb. I understand. Like, is that you, Skunk?
That was me.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. Curiosity instructions. This one. This skills process language. We need it.
Wait. I think
What's up?
Crystal, give me some suffering when an old friend, Captain David Fury.
Yeah, tell us. Yeah, that's
But I think we can skip the whole curious and needing a distraction, meets up with him to learn more. I think who tells her of
tells her young girls, blah blah blah.
Tells her of, investigating the abduction of and then skip ahead to now she's trying to dodge David. Or wait, no. What's his face?
Nick.
Love interest.
Nick and Allura, yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, except that's that's exactly.
I would say Crystal seizes the opportunity to stop brooding and avoid the happy couple by joining David's squadron on their next trip out. GTFO.
This is placeholder text, but you know that. For I'm in love with that, but it's something we've cut like half of this thing, I think. I don't know that I need this at all. Okay, I see that. I don't know how to do that, but she will. Just so that we don't need all of this. We don't need this. We don't need this.
Is David also a point of view character?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. He's not a guardian, I don't think.
Yeah, no. He's a investigator, detective, soldier, or something.
Okay, I don't know why I need to know they break up the squad. Is there anything?
We haven't paid attention to the rest of the squad, but this is how we know that the two are alone together.
No, that's...
Wait. I thought...
What's up?
Are they being abducted in clumps? How do we have multiple girls when the others have been found dead?
I don't know. Can we just agree that this means well, but we can do better? It's not a length thing; it's a clarity thing. And
yeah, definitely.
Tells her. I'm skipping because it's something easy to do.
Someone just tweeted about properly using M dashes and now uses them with wild abandon and unrepentant excess. I think they read my query letter.
I love them because they do a good job of using white space in the queries. Especially,
I had like what six in my query.
The fact that I wrote it for you, I helped you with it. I wrote it for you.
I love me an M dash
like
so hard.
I use them because if you're reading on your phone, right? There's not a whole lot of width to that, right? So if you have an M dash, that's a pretty fucking honking thing, right? So if you have that little, that thing becomes like this on a phone, right? So it's just really, but you can't use it that much. Because the more you use it, the more it's like, oh, this again.
You only get one per paragraph at the most.
See, you can use two if you're doing it in a positive. It's really set out, but
right. If they're on either side, obviously that's
yeah. But I have been in places where like I had to change things to like an ellipsis or a similar because you can if you use it like one and another, it's like okay, like your toolbox is insufficient.
In a query, I would not use it more than twice. In a story, I would not use it more than once every 5 pages. Once per page is definitely enough.
That's gonna you're gonna just be like, okay, you don't know how to do this because people see there are people who see it as an escape hatch, and like they can be right about that because I've used it as an escape hatch before.
Sometimes the right answer is to take that middle section and turn it into a paragraph by itself.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
You know, if you want that spacing and that breadth there.
Mm-hmm.
The emphasis.
At home. This is David. This is another thing right here. What's up?
Are they acting odd and shunning her, or is shunning her the odd thing that they are doing?
That's a question for her.
Yeah. That's why I asked.
Yep, that's a good question.
Yeah.
You right there?
Yeah, just getting late.
Which is funny because I'm flying right now. I'm so high.
Oh, I totally get that. I just...
It's not you. Yeah, I know. It's a trauma thing, which I can not talk about if you don't want.
Nope, that's fine.
If you're not a therapist, then I'm not training you.
And it's none of that.
If you wanted to know, you would have asked a long time ago.
I figure it's your jam. If you want to talk about it, it's up to you. But you know, I do. You don't owe me your life story.
No, and I would, and you know, I'd paragraph at you. Like I would page at you. The very quick explanation is that there used to be one way that I get people to be nice to me. It was like doing this stuff. So I would be like, I'm controlling my happiness. Fast forward, however many years, and it's a trauma thing.
I have a very good friend that we give her a hard time. We're like, you don't have to come over and do the thing in order to be my friend. Being my friend is not something you earn by helping cook the meal at my birthday.
And she doesn't believe that for a second, does she?
She does, and she doesn't.
Yeah, no, that's that's. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And so all we can do is point it out and reassure her and
it's gonna
let
take
her do it anyway.
Yeah,
and not stop her from doing it because some people show love through acts of service anyway.
Yeah,
so that doesn't help if that's like part of her I want to do things for people I love.
Yeah.
If that so yeah.
Research. And they we don't need this space. Okay, I'm breaking right now. My pen is too dull to. This sentence is where I cannot do anymore because I'm out of ink.
Sure.
So we chewed through a ton. I mean, aside from this section here, Anush, I didn't work it, but I'm confident there's stuff I can do to it. I saw this thing down here, like you see all this marking up. I see things I can fix.
Right.
It just jumped out at me because this right here I've seen so many times. Because people are not. Here's the thing about this. Okay, what I do is not hard at all. The trouble is the American education institution runs on getting you to write longer. You go from a sentence, a paragraph, 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs, a page, 2 pages, 5 pages, 10 pages, 20 pages. You never are taught how to edit, how to make things shorter, how to delete information you don't need, all that stuff, how to use verb-driven language. So I use fundamentally one trick that I accidentally taught myself in college. All of this stuff. If you spend 2 minutes on verbs, your entire approach to this stuff changes because you just see stuff. I can shorten this, like this thing right here. Okay, all right. What does begin to do help us with? How does that benefit us? In most situations, that's a process verb. In most settings, if that research is interrupted, then begin to maybe is relevant. But normally, that's just process language. It's something that I refer to. It's not an official term. It's just, the begin to is the process of researching it. And then this right here, this is just a long verb that you can turn into that. Shorter verbs, which I cover in my synopsis guide, which is just such simple stuff. And then this right here, same thing. Long. That right there is one long adverb. So you just do this instead. Once you see it, you're like, why was I doing that long stuff? And it's because you weren't taught to. There's never a chance in most people's educational experiences. There isn't a reason or a chance for them to go, I have to cut. How do I cut? And so they don't challenge themselves to think about that stuff. Twitter is really the only place you do it. Because you have 280 characters and you have to use them all. Suspects. Yeah,
getting rid of some of the hedge words, which are okay for a voice in your story, but your synopsis does not have space in that.
Nope, it doesn't. Oh god, this isn't okay. This right here, this is okay. When David, when Allura, no, I can better. So there you go. All that that sentence is now halved because all this language isn't until and it's all number one. It's not linear. Okay. Well, no, it is. But it isn't until don't tell me what it isn't. Okay. If you know what isn't, you're wasting space. What is it? And what happens is Allura, right? Transfixed data, which also gives us agency in a verb, right? Because falls under blah 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 is maybe poetic-ish, but transfixes all you need. Oh, this is so much fun. Okay, we don't need unconscious there. Smuggles. We need his body on us. Hides him. Yeah, heaven. Try to figure out a way is more process language. How do I fix it though? Consider. But it is still process, just shorter process. that. This is really must hurt us again. This is a paragraph. This we don't need this announced even. Hey, we just need the party. I'm lost it. I can't do this. I'm too dull right now. This is the bodyguard.
I think if she's saved by divine intervention, that's a literal deus ex machina.
Yeah.
But I prefer
Yes.
it more worded as, as a guardian who died, literally saving her godchild, because it was in the line of duty, exactly what she was trained and, chosen for, she's resurrected.
This is definitely not. This is not even a full first read, but I mean.
And we apologize for any partial sentences that ended up in the.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. It's just. I mean, but you see, it's just short and short and short and short and short, and it never. The other big thing is the details. You don't know that you don't need because you're so close to the book that every single tiny little thing matters, and the process stuff and the little plot elements that don't appear again. We don't need to know how far away the town is because. The trip length. All right, so that's again not even a full thing, but it gives you an idea of just. And if I accepted these changes, this thing would just be in half. We probably cut 40%.
and you see how I do comments. I'm like, hey, let's replace it with this. I just think it sounds more dramatic. Feel free to ignore.
All I would say is a suggestion. That's kind of a lie because I've been doing this type of thing is what I do in journalism. I started doing it in college, so I've been doing this for about 20 years. There are times when I'm wrong.
Oh wait, you're a guy. You're allowed to infer how old you are.
But I've been paid to do this by major news organizations. Solid 95% of what I suggest you should really listen to. The other 5%, I'm totally wrong. And tell me. because
Right,
I'm not going to.
Newspapers are not written like novels.
Yeah, and because I don't know the book. Like you saw, for example. Okay, let me do a very, very easy example. Okay, 90% of the names I see in queries do not need to be used. Period. Okay, this one I controlled F David. It said 15. It says, okay, that name matters clearly, so I cannot take this. Oh, we need to capitalize it too. There's a way to do this with the tool. I don't remember how to do it though. I know there's a way to do it with Word. I don't think there's a way to do this one though. Unless it's format, text, capitalization, uppercase. There we go. Okay.
Oh, right. And synopses, but not queries. Anytime you introduce a proper noun, it needs to be cap locked.
Yeah. The first use, and then you just lower it from there.
Yeah.
There is no keyboard shortcut for this, which pisses me off.
That's annoying.
Yeah, it is. But it's a niche thing. I mean, like, I could do a custom font thing for this, like a style, and just apply to everyone, but I'd still be clicking forever.
Yeah.
Okay,
Allura.
Yep. Is that the first instance of Allura?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good.
Like she arrived in that sentence, so yes.
Okay. Okay. Fury. Include the title because it's part of the name, basically.
David Fury. Crystal Ball. Sorry.
David's okay. Crystal. David Crystal. Do I not have any left of this? I don't think I do.
Town doesn't have a name. Palace doesn't have a name. Village doesn't have a name.
I don't think I do. I think I'm. Godchild, got that.
Did the first use of Guardians get cap locked?
Pretty sure.
Then we're good.
Yeah, Guardians, Godchild, Crystal. Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, we to be confident in this, I probably wanted one more pass, and again, remember this entire wasteland of stuff I didn't look at because I just couldn't,
Because
here's the thing. Okay, this word you almost never need at all. Okay, here's why. Okay, they do a thing, and implicitly after that, this thing happens, which means later is redundant. Okay, almost every instance of later and earlier in proper setting in linear exposition is useless. You can toss
if you time jump, all bets are off.
Well, thank you, Morgan, for being Her Majesty's loyal opposition. But I knew that when I actually wrote a guide, an explainer on this in a company newsletter about 3 months ago, which doesn't surprise anybody who knows me. Not at all.
Shocked. This is my shocked face. It was very shocked.
But as I was saying that, I could see you going, I'm going to give him the exception because I just like that. When do you have to be up?
Me?
Yeah.
8:30.
Okay. Is this
and
late
I
for you?
still need to do my blog post for tonight. That's okay. I'll be fine.
Right.
I've been working on it in the background.
Okay, good. All right, that's because I worry with what I do that people are not telling me that I'm pissing them off because they're just going to explode at me eventually.
I would tell you.
Okay, good, because
I have time for one more, but I might have to turn off my camera to record something. I
don't think I have one. Was the thing because I don't have.
Are you awake?
Jess, are you there? Let me find your. I can't find your dinosaur thing, and it's a quickie. It's a picture book.
So if you could relink that to Patrick, maybe.
Please, wherever it is.
She's been so patient.
I was even thinking I was going to do it like. Okay, let's see if. Where are you? Jess. That's Jen. That's Jesse. That's Morgan. That's a different Morgan.
There's so many of us.
Dude, if I showed you my DMs and it's all people looking for query help. Where are you, damn it? That's
Says sent on Google.
Okay, let me. I saw. Okay, give me a keyword to search for. I know I saw it. Dino. Let's see if a dinosaur didn't work. Maybe dino will. Nope, nothing. Gabby. Let's try Gabby.
Ooh. It's
What's
coming
this?
in with fresh, shiny edits based on your guide tonight.
Oh God, yes. Okay. So the good thing about that is I won't be correcting trash. The bad thing is it won't make me look amazing because oh look, you need to have your word count. I mean, on the one hand, it makes me smart. On the other hand, it's like such low. It's not even low hanging fruit. It's rotten fruit.
99%
Gabriel's,
of the
okay.
time, if I see a word count and it's wrong, it's not because they left it out. It's because they have the exact word instead of the 1,000. Although picture books are different, I understand.
Yeah, you want to have the exact count there.
So Gabriel's is the keyword.
Gabriel, I don't see anything about. Let me. I have no. I know it might be. That's where the hell. It's Jess, and she's. Oh, let me picture a word that might help. Nope. That's. Oh, there we. Is this the same? Yes. Okay. There we go. All right. I got it. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. Let's do that, and let's get this thing, and let's do this, and let's do that, and let's see here, and let's do that, and let's this, and then I found it. I don't know how when you I can't even see. I'm gonna assume this is the correct one. I'm gonna share your screen, and then Chrome, and then that. Okay. I love the title. I love the title. Okay, that's too long. I can just tell you right out, like what I'm seeing in picture books is you have to have more than 500. So, okay, this is a call. This is a thing to say in the call, but you really want to avoid. Let me just do this real quick. Okay, this is your word count right now. Okay.
Since we're online, could you hide the address?
Oh yeah. Let me do a thing. Scroll. Okay.
Okay. There we go.
That should be it. Okay,
thank you.
Yeah. So 250. Okay, so this. Okay, here's the thing. This is interesting to me as a person, but like everyone has an origin story for their picture book, and it always involves their kid doing some cute thing. It's a thing to talk about during the call. But from what I have seen of successful picture book queries, you do not need to say, "I have a kid named Gabriel," or if you do, you don't need all that. But like this is a cute thing. It's a thing to tell the agent when she's emotionally, or he or they, whatever, is emotionally invested in the book. But right now, like, does knowing this help you sell your book? It's not going to be in the book. It's not going to be on the shelf. It's not going to be in the back matter. Anything. Okay. You want to focus on the book is what sells itself. Okay.
Yeah. Query letters for picture books do not look like query letters for full-length novels because the query letter in that case might be as long as the story itself. And so picture book query letters look almost more like cover letters with maybe 3 sentences about the story typically.
Yeah, they're really short. Another thing I've seen a lot of picture book queries. No stake sentence. It's half an hour roughly. But the thing, like, for example, I saw one. Let me show you one. Actually, let me see if I can. This is going to take a bit to bring up because the successful query database takes a minute to load because it's 642 lines, I think. And once I get it, but I'm going to show you a query from I don't know when it was, but it's a book about some animal that runs a race, and there's no stake sentence. It just runs a race and does a thing, and it got rep. You would absolutely never see that in an adult or YA or MG because that's just not how the field works. But a query is fundamentally a business document, and business documents follow certain rules for certain situations. Okay, see if I can find it here. I'm going to take this down a bit because I cannot see even one single name. Come on.
Anush said, thank you both for the help.
Happy to.
I think they might be having a head off.
Yep, that sounds right because it's.
Yeah.
Let's see, let's try this one.
Jessica said, what? Man, I worked so hard with coming up with the stakes.
Well, you can keep it if you want to, but like, okay, here we go. I'm going to change. try change screens here. I mean, you can do it. I'm just saying you don't have like in any other situation, like with a pitch or with a query. I'd be among the things I look for in my like this is a burning problem you need to fix now. Stick sentence, because so many queries do it so badly. They're just like, hey, there's a situation they're gonna adventure and like, no, you're gonna form rejected by everybody. Your mother would form reject you on that shit. Let me do this real quick and let me show you this one. Okay, that's about it. Let's get this and then share and then share screen and then someone like my tweet. Don't care. Okay, here we go. All right, this is in the successful careers database, so it's already online. Yeah, I'm not real worried about sharing it the way I would share something unpublished because it's been around for a number of years. It's been around for don't know how long. 3 years. Okay, now look at this right here. Okay, this tells you exactly what happens. Okay, right. Let me make sure you can see that. You can see that, and come on, damn it! What am I not doing right? Okay, there we go. I'm gonna make this a little bigger so you can.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And this is okay. See, look here. Okay, that's the query right there. You might be missing part of the bio, but look at that. That's it. This is the character. This is the setting first, and then the character does the thing. Okay, character keeps doing the thing, keeps doing the thing, keeps doing the thing, keeps doing the thing, and wins. No stick sense. Pure setting, because the kid. This is a book made for like a 3-year-old kid, right? Who wants to read a car book. And it's a bed book, and he goes, and I can picture this kid being in an actual car bed because they make those, and vroom, 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 with his book, driver, with his book as a steering wheel, vroom, vroom, vroom. Kids be medicated with melatonin, which will put your kid to sleep, and that's it. He doesn't care about the stakes. He cares about it's a car. That's the book. You don't need a stick sentence.
So, you want to tell me what's wrong with my picture book query?
Oh God, yes. Show it to me.
But besides the fact, I only have one picture book.
It's whatever. Go ahead. I mean, I can. If you want, we could share picture books. If you want, and just get a combined agent.
So
so
I'll pop it into the comments because it's that short.
Okay.
So it went as 3 comments. So
okay, not empowering. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, can we just? I'll just copy and paste it in the thing, and I'll start running through it because. Okay, let's just stop that one. Stop screen. Okay, that's done. I hope we all saw that there's no stakes in the save. Doesn't need to be because these are just big. These things are different. Let's do this. Can't give it here.
Wow, why did it removed all my spaces after periods? So sorry about that.
Whatever.
And it was originally 2 paragraphs. So.
Okay, that's all right. I can probably guess where it is. Yes, that's gonna break that. All right. That's okay. Yeah, this is just gonna be some things. Let's do this. I'm gonna make it to viewable by everybody because it does. I can have 100 people the same query. And they write different books. Let's do that, and let's do this, and then.
Do you round to the nearest 5 words?
Every single word. Every single word.
Okay. I think it is every single word, but yeah. So
I've seen so many of them. Yeah, every single word. Okay. This. Okay, Morgan. The agent discovered that fact.
Sure.
Okay, so okay. I want to make sure I understand this. The plot of this book, It's a bedtime book, first of all. Let's get up there. Yeah,
Right. Yeah. No.
that's a genre of picture book. I just want to say because it doesn't exist anywhere else. There's no middle grade picture books. Middle grade sleepy time
bedtime books.
So they're in bed. She wants to bring the moon and stars back for her cats to play with, for the little other little boys and girls. Where are those kids? Why do I care about them?
Well, I mean,
and what is she sharing? Is she sharing the cats or the moon and the stars?
The moon and the stars that she's taking back from the sky. She's going to go to the sky and she's going to get the moon and all the stars and take them home. But it's okay. She'll let the other kids play with them too.
Just the moon and the stars.
Yeah. I mean, she plants them and they turn into a moon tree and a star tree.
That's very cute. You have the focus on the little girl, and it's a cute idea. Okay, let's just get I can imagine my kids liking this idea. It will obviously be very art driven because it's anything with space is you're looking at, oh hey, look, space. That's just, I mean, the words are a nice thing, but the kids get to stare at the thing, and I imagine the stars sparkling, all this, using a special art treatment or whatever. Why are you having me focus on something other than the cute girl, the moon and stars, and the cats? I don't need the other kids.
Okay, so drop that last sentence.
I would just cats, and then maybe have a different ending that is fun. I'd have to see the
mommy and daddy said it was really selfish of her to keep it to herself, and she's like, I'd let the other kids play with it too.
And that's how the book ends. Is she's going to share start?
Oh my god! I queried it like 3 years ago. I haven't looked at it since.
Okay. This is, as you know, all I do all day is criticize people. It's not. I really I have been criticizing people for a living for a long time.
I'm just saying. I honestly can't remember my own picture books ending. I just have the mental image of the little tree and the cats nom on them, and there's the little crumbs of the moons and the little star crumbs. Oh my gosh, it's in my head though. And
okay, that is cute. Okay,
thank you.
So if you,
hi kitty, you would totally eat a star.
I would say with this one, because this picture is God. I would say normally I wouldn't do this because normally I'm looking at YA fantasy, which is 83 million words long.
Hey, I cut from 120 down to 80K, and then it went back up to 90.
See, the fact that it's not 1,000 words is the problem. Because I have not gotten through a fourth page of a book crit in a year. Aside from nonfiction. Because the stuff I see on page 1 is the stuff I see on page 10. So why look? I give you a rubric, you figure out what's wrong, and you go through and apply the whole thing yourself. I'd have to look at the book to see, because it looks like the focus of it, the way you describe it is cute, but I don't see those those plot elements in the query, and I'm not sure you. I think the detail you have is not. Whatever. I'd have to look at it. The good thing is it's short enough,
right?
Because as you've seen, I have some issues with picture of length.
Is it too short?
No, it's fine. The length, you can sell a picture book with no words, lady. Okay, you understand that, right?
Uh-huh.
There's an entire genre of picture books that have no words because it's all about the pictures.
Yeah.
My kids have a picture book it's in German. The point is the pictures. It's a picture of German whatever, the garden and whatever stuff.
I lied. I haven't touched it since 2017. But I still love it. I mean, it's still
hey, go ahead. You'll need 6 or whatever to
that's why I stopped querying, because I only have the one picture book.
I have many, but they're I wrote them for my kids, and they're in various stages of not ready. And it just, I can't do all of the books. And I want to get the princess one done. What's that? That's going to be okay. Scrolling. Oh, actually, no, you should not do that. Don't do this, because this is don't scroll up.
Okay.
If you do this, you're publishing it.
Oh, you're right. Only for this format, but yeah.
How many people are watching?
4.
4. Okay, yeah.
And one of them is me.
So basically, everyone's going to bed, which is smart because it's your bedtime ish.
Yeah.
And I have to continue my streak of.
Yeah. The
I did
first
not-
half is mommy and daddy saying go to bed, and her with all her stalling techniques.
Okay.
And then she says, guess what I'll be tomorrow? I'm going to be an astronaut, and I'm going to bring the moon back, and they're going to eat it, but it's okay. I'll plant the crumbs and water them. And they're like clogging them, leaving only dark. I'd share moon fruit, but if I have a moon tree, I'm going to need a star tree.
I have one question about this book.
Uh-huh.
Does the child go to bed? There's a guy in a group. That's fatal. There's a guy in a group who kept a hi, honey. That's one of my kids back there. He was pitching a picture book that's about bedtime in which the kid doesn't go to bed. And no. Anybody who gives me that book, it's gonna go somewhere else. Because I'm not giving my kids don't need to learn ways to they don't need to see themselves in books disobeying me without this isn't middle grade, right? I mean so he's like all it's poetic and I don't want to change it because it's so clever and the kid's so mischievous, and I'm like, I don't need my kids to know about this. He hasn't talked to me since. And I don't miss it. It's just I don't need bullshit. Basically,
I could probably add a line at the end.
you have room. You have room.
Well, you can do that tomorrow. How about not tonight? And then the little girl went to bed.
They could let her try to make the moon and the stars down, and the moon and the stars could become part of her blanket and pillow, and she could sleep. She could try to grab them, like she could reach up like she's an astronaut, because like my kids will reach for things they completely cannot ever reach. And then they magically she gets them and they're coming. I'll plant them tomorrow, and then they come on her bed. See, that would be a fun ending to me. And you don't have to do the personal sharing thing that distracts from the girl and the stars, because the girl and the stars is its own little pursuit, right?
Right.
You might have to cut the cat. I know that will break your heart in 83 minutes. See, I could.
I
have the cat sleep with her.
I mean, the cat's obviously going to sleep with her, but I mean, my current final line is about the cats and the moons. Where am I? I lost it. Okay.
Don't show it to me.
Yeah. So.
Okay. So. The good thing is that it's a short query. The good thing is you didn't load up the bio with, this is the cutest story I ever read of my child and I would like to be nobody will talk to me because I only talk about. You need a friend or a therapist.
You don't need to tell why you wrote the story. It should be obvious from the story.
Or
if it's not, then it's not clear, or it's too obvious and it reads like an after-school special.
Another option, it doesn't fucking matter.
Well, yes.
That's because what I want to do in my query for the dinosaur book is tell about the fact that most of this stuff happened. Okay, she was in virtual school. She had to draw a dinosaur for art class. Literally, that's that was March or whatever, February. But again, the agent's not gonna fucking care. It's not gonna say it's not if it's not gonna go in the book or in the back or a guy published marketplace thing. Don't. Because nobody fucking cares. It's a thing for the call, so you can show the agent that you are you can be responsible, that you have feelings and such. But the exception would be if it's an unvoiced estate, right? Like the thing you saw in Brianna, the part that where I related what happened at that school to what I experienced, I have to have, because otherwise it's some guy, which is a big problem already, writing about that topic, which is a huge red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah. But and so if you were doing a picture book about touching, right?
own voices, or
Yes,
if you
yes.
have a specific degree in whatever it's.
You have an MSW in whatever thing, and you've been dealing with traumatized children for 15 years, blah, blah. Yours is based on your clinical experience with over 500 children, which means that you're basically modeling it after how to approach this subject from an adult perspective and a kid perspective. But this is not that. And those are yeah.
The rest of the time, I have a slightly longer bio on my stuff, but on my longer stuff, but it's mostly, I query or, I write for my lair outside of DC.
It's a flavor thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, your bio is fine because everything, you're not putting in there like your favorite brand of margarine. Or that, I had one person she didn't know what she was doing, which is fine. People don't know. But she included the charity she supports. And how nice for you. That's a call thing, but it's not a query thing.
What?
She included the charities she supports.
Oh.
And if you don't know what you're doing, that is understandable.
And only if you've seen that the agent that you're querying, that's their pet charity, then I might put that in there.
Or if it's relevant to the book. Like if I was going to say, I volunteer for what,
if it's one of the themes of the story.
But this one was she supports this this first responder charity. A great thing, but not relevant to, a book about someone who's not dealing with that situation.
Right.
And the more as you read, the only way to do it honestly is to read a ton of bios, which you can find in the Successful Careers database and in the compendium that I put together because a lot of these links are broken after 8 years. But you read the bios, you really don't need that much, and you really want to, you get your education, which you don't need. Shannon got an agent without having education because she did the work. The agent, it's a nice thing to put, but a PhD and being able to write well, unconnected elements. Trust me, MFA helps you begin the pages. Where you live, who you live with, if you want to, degree, a hobby or two, publishing history. Unless it's if you don't have one, then I'm not. I published stuff with my, the business I worked for, but my biggest publishing credential, I can't find anymore. It was 15 years ago, and it's not really relevant to the book. So
I don't include the fact that my essay on 10 questions to ask your beta readers was published in the Insecure Writer Support Group nonfiction freebie anthology.
I had a nonfiction story about when I let my kid picked up a rock when she was at 2. At 2, you everything is food when you're 2, and she tried to eat it, and I let her because the one way that you can get a kid to understand that rocks aren't food is to let them fucking try. Because rocks taste awful.
Jessica would like us to know that Gabriel is the co-author.
Okay, how nice for him. Is Gabriel the boy? We never actually got to her query, did we? Let's do that. Let's toss that one. Let's do this. Let's share the thing very quickly because it's almost 1 a.m. and I'm really being slow.
And I have things to do and
so do I, yeah. I've gotten to 4 things tonight, down from usual 33 or whatever it is. Okay. Who is they? Oh, is that too long now? I just feel like they is a little. Maybe just too. Okay, this is. Okay, this is show this. Kids don't have any emotional regulation unless they have no emotions. So if he's gonna cry or scream or whatever, that's great because that shows the emotion of it. Nobody's an English here. I would say either best or trusty, but not good is just too. Okay, you have a past tense, and then present. They're really. That's awful to me. I don't know why, because I'm partly broken right now. I'm not full strength. Okay, I'd like to get an indication of the age before give. Because Toddler Adventures is cute, but I have to wait 3 lines to get there, and an agent on the phone has already had to scroll once. Issues. Thing here you want to watch for, Jessica? Are you still here? Let's see if you're. No, you're not. Maybe ish. Well, I mean, it's been 2 minutes. You want to use here like a really great verb, but a simple one, because you have to show that you can be both voicey and voicey for a 3-year-old. Okay. Maybe weeps, something like that. But you don't want to be like in a YA or adult. I would suggest like inconsolable, maybe a thing, or some other like really strong, because a long word is going to feel heavier, right? It's going to hit you harder. But a kid, you got to go smaller. Adventures is probably the biggest I would go as a word in a picture book query, which is good. Let's go there and learn. It's okay. That's okay. I don't know that book. I don't know if that's a recent thing or not. I'd have to look that up, because there are so many picture books. Everyone writes picture books because it's you now. Okay, you have to write only 500 words, but you have to write only 500 words. You can knock out a picture book if you're within a week. The text of it. It's just not hard. I mean, I've written probably 2 dozen. I wrote an early reader for my kid this morning. It took me about 5 minutes, and she liked it. And that's the job. It was based on Peter Cottontail, which passed into public domain in 2013. She wants another one now. It's a sentence and a sentence and a sentence, and just keep going, and you're done.
I wrote a song for my middle grade novel that is a knockoff on the Velveteen Rabbit about corduroy bears or something like that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I can usually sing it. I'm a bear, I'm a bear, I'm a real bear. I can rock, I can roar. I can rock, I can sing, I can roar along. Roar, roar.
This is a good example of a sentence you would include in this query, in the bio, because it is relevant to the topic.
Yes, definitely.
What I don't need to know is all about Gabriel finding Big Dinosaur in person, because it just, who cares? Like the number of kids who have a dinosaur is a lot of them. There are people who have a background in counseling through complex trauma, such as this kind of loss. Narrow. I would not even include this either, because again, how many kids take crayon and start doing shit with it? A lot. It's cutesy, but I don't know enough to say this for sure. I worry that the agent would be concerned about representing both of them, because I don't want to representing an 11-year-old takes a certain skill set that I'm not confident that every picture book agent has, because you can't treat an 11-year-old kid like a 20-year-old. It just that's not the job. So I would say maybe ask some agents about emphasizing the fact that an 11-year-old or whatever, a minor, let's say, and not a 15-year-old, but an 11-year-old. There's a big difference, because there are legitimately teenagers who have gotten book contracts and not been of age yet. There are 16-year-olds who are at YA middle grade, because that's they know the voice, but 11 is different. Okay, and you got to guess this. You cannot, as a debut, you can't do this. Like the industry has moved away from 1,000-word picture books, unless your name is Mary Higgins Clark or Stephen King. In which case, you're not selling a picture book; you're selling your name on a picture book. Okay, all right. So that's that. We cut half of it. On second pass, I'd probably cut more. Okay. So here's the thing. A puppy chews big dinosaur's legs off. I see this text here too. I don't think I've seen that in a query, where the introduction to the query is a repeated part of it. Morgan, check this out. Look at this.
Sure.
See that text right there?
Yes.
See the text right there?
Oh, yep.
One of them has to go. And you don't have to, I would cut it here, change to more vague. I would say just maybe, because you don't have to be tell exactly what's going to happen, because number one, it's right there, 5 lines below. Number two, the book is 750 words you can do in 2 minutes. So it's not hard to discover.
When Big Dinosaur is injured.
Yeah.
Gabriel cries for his friends.
After Big Dinosaur, loses something, whatever. There are ways to do it, but repeating it, the line is just going to be if it doesn't seem to laziness, something else that you just don't want to show. Do you have other picture books for us to look at? Not tonight, because things are dying right now. I'd like my list of things that I haven't done yet. I'm just not going to get to them, frankly. I mean, that's just not going to happen. I mean, Jesse's not going to get. Let's not even show that. You can't see that, can you? Can you see? No, you cannot. Good. All right, good. Yeah, I mean, I have this thing from 1, 2. I did that basically. That's not saying close that. 3-ish. That's, I think, to finish that one. Okay, yeah. He is gonna get back to me. I have to rebuild that thing most of the way because okay, this is that thing. Yeah, that's this. That's why I scrolled forever. Okay, I did that one, and she's still not. Okay, I'm still going through queries I haven't done tonight. Okay, that's another one to rebuild. I did that one, and after I look at that snuffs one more time, that's synopsis. God. Okay, I mean, I don't know how an agent will treat that. It's something that I would say that you as a businesswoman need to look up, because it's just.
Would it make sense to query as if it was you, and then once you get the agent, add him in there? I don't know the picture book market.
I mean, that's honestly a question asked. I mean, I don't think even would Alexa know that. 725. You're on that. Anusha's sin is now on 1 page. That's good. We're gonna have to play with a couple things, but on first pass, 1 page is pretty good. Alexa Del Don knows YA. I don't know that she knows picture book. I don't know of anybody who would. I would. James might. McGowan from the book side, I think. Bookends. He might know it. Good luck getting a hold of him because he's pretty popular. I watched a video of him recently. He said that when he opens his picture books, he gets an average of 750 picture book queries in a month, which is easy to believe because it is so easy to write a 500 picture book about nothing and query. And you can have said the barrier to entry for picture books is so low. That's why there's so many of them in pitch contests. It's because you can just sit there and you can go, a bunny did a thing, and that's a book. And you don't have a stake sentence and you don't have a character. You just go, a bunny did a thing, and that's your pitch. It's very easy. I try to be a little more creative, but like epic fantasy, that takes some work. Even if you're writing it, writing it badly, it takes a lot of writing badly to get to epic fantasy level of word count.
One of the things that a lot of epic fantasy writers have issues with is, I think, who was it who famously said, I didn't have enough time to write a short letter, so here's a long one?
Ulysses Grant. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Jessica would like to revise the query before she lets you murder it, but does have another one.
If you have time, I do. Because see, I can nap at work. I work from home. I work in what I'm wearing, basically, and I can nap at work.
Some days I do, and some days I don't. And
Yeah.
so.
I mean, this is all about, if you have time for it. We've been on air for more than 3 hours, which is fine for me. I'm still high. Jessica, you want to send it to me and I'll do it up for you?
Oh, wait. I'm in the wrong section.
While we were thinking about that, I'm going to go in and get my... oh, God, this is really, really gross. Okay, scroll. I really wish I had scrolled earlier, but... Okay, there we go. I officially worked on the book for today. It's a total get over fastball, but I think I told you I'm rewriting from third to first, and things are changing. That's fine. All right, let's see if I haven't gotten the notification in a long time. All right, let's see here. 2. Oh wow, only 2. That's amazing. That's great actually, because I don't like reacted and commented. Okay. Especially, I really don't care. All right, who is this person? Okay, that's good. All right, that's okay. Let's do that. Let's go back to that. Let's see. Okay, so that's how's that? Whatever. Okay. Has she said that she's gonna do the thing yet, or? Okay, send it to me. Like now, if not sooner, because I don't know much longer I can convince Morgan to stay on with me. Okay, that's
at least another 15 minutes.
15. Okay, yes. And then I will not get you tomorrow night, right?
Tomorrow is Thursday.
I think so. Today is Thursday.
I can do tonight.
Okay. Yay! Because this is like lots of fun.
Yeah.
All right, Jessica, give us the query, and I'll. I love like looking at him without having seen him because I can't cheat and like studying for an hour before. Like, we see it, this clear issue, and you just you pour it over beforehand. But like getting them
tomorrow, you're gonna watch me do one before getting into it.
Oh, is that punishment or reward? Because if I can't do anything to it, I just have to sit watching you and be like, I want to have ideas. Please
I mean, only for the first 10 minutes, and then you can play too. How about that? It gives you.
You promised
your whimper is hurting my cat's ears. He's like, "What's happening?"
Is he not biting you then? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
He's not biting me. I have a towel laid out on all the cables, so he won't chew on them, and he takes a nap on them.
That works.
So.
Tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow. Go over it with your guide before I start.
I gotta say, my guide was not written for picture books. A lot of it does apply, but if I were gonna write a guide for picture books, most of it would be cut down your bio, cut it. No, really, yes, that thing that, yes, cut it. No, really, that thing right there that you think is so warm and friendly. Cut it. Because the agent doesn't need to know all about how your yarn collection inspired you to blah, 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 blah. That's a call thing, not a query thing. Because I see so many people, because I'm in a group called PB Pitch, and the queries in there are all like, I wrote a picture book because I need therapy. This is my therapy letter to myself. Paragraph. I understand that you have pain. I have pain too, but I don't paragraph at people with it in query because we don't need to know about your 15-year obsession with yarn. I promise.
I have 3 sentences in my bio.
Read mine actually.
Which is a little long, but
it could be way worse. I mean,
yeah.
I've seen so many that just hold on to me. These cherries are melting and these are harder to spear. There we go.
She'll take out her cute.
All right, let's see here.
Tomorrow, I think.
Well, I can look at it right now. It's the guide does not cover that much about picture books because I don't handle any picture book queries. There are only 12 in the database. But let me query. Let's see if I can. Let me show you my. Damn it! I clicked on you already. I'm amazed at how little I'm swearing. Okay. Let me stop doing that one. And then do this one. Okay. There we go. All right. Now ignore all this stuff that's marked up. Okay, look at the top line here. Okay. Come on. Come on. Do you need to? Are you the one who has to do the thing to make it center?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
thought you could click on the picture.
I did it a couple times, and then it didn't do it after that. Whatever. As long as you did.
Weird. I don't know.
So look at that. First paragraph is short. It is now 5:36 or something. But I can chop that obviously. I just needed to increase attention in one place. But look at what you don't have there. A long story about the story, because the agent is not going to care. And here is the this is all my agent research, which I mean it's just agents, whatever. And then here is the. I don't have an origin story because having read so many picture book queries that are half origin story. I mean, I'm talking like
longer than the picture book.
Yeah. What's really fun is that the first paragraph of the query is, I'm querying because I have this book. Here is a description of this book. Bio, origin story. You're gonna get form rejected because you can't fucking shut up. Like if you show them that you can't write short, all I learned from that is that your picture book is gonna suck because you cannot edit yourself down.
Also, if you tell me so much about why you did it, I'm going to assume it's very preachy, and kids hate preachy stuff.
And especially preachy an adult telling kids what to think. Yeah. There's a person in my group in the group I run that wrote a book that from a perspective of a non-moving entity, like a non-sentient thing. And I genuinely cannot see it getting published professionally because like I agree with her on the concept of what she's trying to do with it, but it's number one, very sad, and number two, sort of unrealistic, and number three, like it's an adult wanting things to happen through a planet, and it's just. And I told her that it's hard for me to see it happening, but she wants to do it that way, so she gets to do it that way. I let her keep her voice. I let her keep her approach. I would be shocked if it gets published, just because it's just like adults telling kids what to do, and that's boring to kids. And if a kid doesn't want to read a book and you try to make them, they'll run away from you, they'll scratch you, they'll claw you, and they'll be like cats, except worse because they wear shoes, and shoes hurt. So Jess, are you gonna give us your thing so I can destroy it? I mean, I can be kind and gentle to it in the 8 minutes that we have left.
I finished my last notes from when I went to Imaginarium back in July. So
you went to a place in public? What's that like?
It was a convention, but it was only a couple hundred.
Oh wow, that's.
And most of maybe a couple hundred, and most of the panelists, most of the convention was either panelists or vendors.
That's.
So we attended each other's panels. It was very top heavy.
That sounds very like emotional support convention.
But also not actually a super spreader event.
Good.
Also much. I also I volunteer for Balticon, the local science fiction and fantasy convention in Baltimore. And they had me sit at their table at Station Unity, which is a sci-fi convention that was supposed to start last year, but instead had to get pushed out to this year. And 1 month out, 3 months out from the convention, the hotel bumped it opposite Awesome Con.
Which is what?
Which is a media convention in the same area that's pretty popular with the exact same fan base.
Okay, so it's competing for. Okay, that's the. There we go.
They had, I believe, 40 attendees. There were definitely more staff, almost more vendors. And I went to go sit at the fan table for the fellow convention. And I am pretty sure that no one got within my 6-foot bubble. I mean, 6-yard bubble. I mean,
yeah.
So also not a super spreader event. So far, the conventions and events I have attended have not made me anxious.
Did this block you for misusing and querying tag? I'm looking at Twitter because I'm,
Yeah.
Did she send the thing to me yet? Okay.
Jessica said yes. Her.
Oh, this one. Oh, this one too. Oh, yes. Let's see this one. Okay, good. Yeah.
Finally sent. Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I've already seen this. Yes, you changed. All right, hold on. Let me just do a thing. Because I'm gonna the blah, blah. Okay, and let's. So you sent it with only me. Can I assume that you're sending it to me so I can do the whole. That doesn't matter. Idiot. All right. Blah, blah, there we go. And stop screen. And okay. And now share screen. Okay. Good. Okay. All right. There we go. Okay. This is a tolerable length for a picture book. 238 words is okay. I don't know that I need this unless it's going to be so amazing. If it's a story that is a current events thing or a historical lesson, sure. But otherwise, like I get my picture book ideas from things happening, so I'm not sure that we need that. Okay, Jess, my darling Jess, which I don't say ever. What is true about every verb in this? Every single verb in that. What's true about it? Agency is not a problem. Lots of agency. What's the problem? Morgan, what's the problem there?
Oh, sorry, I was doing other stuff.
Well, you take all the fun out of it.
That is the entire synopsis?
Nope. Verbs. Look at the verbs.
Oh, past.
It's we go from present to past.
Oh, dear. Wandered, gave, felt, was.
How do we know that she feels safe? How do we know she's afraid? Was, needed, knew. She knew we had never heard of her. How do you show? Okay, so first off the verb. Second off the perspective. You need to be showing this stuff. So third off, I'm not sure we need to see the individual levels of suffering here. We can establish that she, needs help. We can establish that there's been trouble. And then we get to the part where she's okay, because we have lots and lots of suffering in here. And I'm not sure we need it all. Number one. Number two, I'm not sure that we can, saying a cat is afraid of people is a better thing to be showing. And that's in a couple places. So I would like maybe have the suffering here. Showed up your house, we fed her, big storm. Because if she, Morgan, cats. If a cat trusts you, if a cat does not trust you, will it eat the food you give it?
I'm sorry. If a cat doesn't trust you, do what?
Will it eat the food you give it?
It'll eat the food, just not when you're there.
Okay, so you wouldn't know that. Okay. We need to show this the safety and the fear, and then we go from warm, dry home, never heard it, to lapse and gentle pets. So there's a bit of a jump there in content.
Maybe she felt welcome at our house.
I show it still.
Yeah.
Because you're assigning feelings.
She returned to the food and water we kept on the porch.
I would have simply, well, obviously she needs the home. I don't know how we can say that she knows you never heard her before, because you're looking into the mind of a cat. And getting in a cat's head to me is a little bit of a jump there. Maybe I'm wrong. But
it depends. Maybe Cupcake is the point of view character.
I think she is. I think she is, yes. But I also think we need to be showing this stuff instead of declaring this. How to say this politely? This looks like something written by someone who's proud of how they treated an animal, which is great. But we need to have this from her, showing her warming up to people where she didn't trust them before. And right now we have factual statements of her action, of her emotions, which we could do better by showing instead of telling. And then again, the long laps and gentle pets is a nice thing to say.
Do we even need that highlighted section though?
See, if I'm gonna, I would cut it. I would basically have it. The reason I highlight it is because all the verbs are in past tense, and in the query that's death. Because
why not just Cupcake is a kitten with low vision. She cannot see well to hunt or stay safe all alone in the big scary world. She finds a home and a family to love and take care of her.
She finds a family.
I'm sorry, it sounds like my washer's going, but I don't have anything washing, so I need to find out what that noise is.
Okay.
Oh dear.
The text that I deleted, that I suggest deleting, just it's nice, but I don't think. I mean, once we have the fact that she's suffering and that she needs help, we don't need to see her continuing to suffer because we already got that concept. So we can just go to the part where she gets help. That's here.
Made a mess.
That's.
Oh. You may have destroyed your box, honey. We'll see. See if it recovers.
Okay. If we say that she has low vision, we can maybe assume that she cannot see. I don't know. I would say either cut the low vision part or cut the see well to hunt, because you're saying it twice. I don't know what to do that, because let's leave it. I think it's making it obvious, maybe a good thing. because you are being specific about what you can't do. And if you can't see about do those things, maybe it's because there's a whole lot of fog. I don't know. But I guess in this one instance, I like the specificity of it. At least right now. Okay.
Well, I found out what it was.
Hooray!
It was not my washer destroying itself, nor was it like my furnace making some weird noise. It was, in fact, the sound of a cat having knocked things off my kitchen counter into the pet water fountain and the water getting sprayed all over my floor.
That's
So
ungood.
that
Could have been worse, but yeah.
is the water just slooshing onto my kitchen floor. I might need a new home for it because this is the second time he's managed to knock things into that fountain.
Very.
Maybe it needs a lid. Put in this sideways box.
We worked 6 documents, which for me is pretty slow, but given what we're doing, it's pretty good. Let's check one thing. Okay. Let's do this. So, is that? I didn't even see what it was for, but I don't know any of these. You, 3 hours, 13 minutes. I don't know if any of these people have clicked with us. No clicks. Oh, no clicks on that. Cool. 6. Okay, one person clicked on that one. And then 2 people clicked on that. That's good. All right. Let's see if it actually got anything. Yeah, okay. Has anybody donated? Don't think so. Oh well. Not that we had any donations, but that's not surprising. 6 people. All right. Okay. I have my roundup. All right. And okay, I have my march through the night's events is shorter than usual because I'm a little worn out after 4 hours of this. But as you see, I just gashed it. Well, I mean, it's half of what it was. And Jessica hasn't responded, and we need to get to bed, don't we? Separately.
Yes,
Separately.
Yeah.
The we there was not the we that. Yeah.
I figured that one out. I'm very clever like that, you see.
Yeah, I see. My brain is slipping.
Into the future?
No. You can hear in my voice how much I'm slipping now. I'm not as when I started this, I was energetic, and I'm not now. It's been fun, but
definitely.
and I want to do this again. We need more material though.
Yeah.
I would eventually like to do like a sort of a semi call-in show where people just give us their queries and we just go through them and you know, because this is like legitimately like this is really nice.
Yeah.
And it's also nice that I'm not the only person
Yeah,
Because,
that's
like,
definitely why when you said you wanted to do this, I was like, even if I'm not helping, having a co-host is really
see,
handy when live
you
streaming.
see things. Number one, you see things I don't. Number two, you know things I don't. Okay.
I
And whereas many white guys are really bad at thinking that they might have a flaw, I don't want to have to know everything, lady. And you can take care of that for me, some of it at least. Right?
right.
You can see things and you can tell me when I'm wrong, which, right? It happens.
Sometimes I'm right and sometimes I'm wrong, but
And
I'll let
sometimes
you
I'm
know.
wrong too, right? Like there's something I don't know.
Yeah.
And so it's good to, and it's also like fixing things silently in a corner somewhere has a certain appeal, but this was more fun to me.
Yay.
We really do need more stuff. There was someone who asked about it hours ago, yesterday in fact, and I was like, yeah, we're all full for tonight, but like we could
Yes.
have, if we could have someone like on Twitter like saying, hey, anybody need help, we're doing queer right now, and then people find out, oh, I can help right now, because like that person who has her request, their request rate,
Right.
sorry, I again,
It's okay.
I knew this person as one thing
It
for
happens.
years, and
Right.
then suddenly, oh, they them, so
Right.
retraining myself takes a bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, their query, I would love to work here.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I think daily might be a little much once you've gotten out of the backlog, but having like a set time once a week that people can find you is really handy for getting people to show up. And obviously you'll have a lot more towards pitch contests and that sort of
Oh
time.
yeah, no, well, Pit Dark is in October, and that's going to be
yeah.
I
write
think,
too sweet. I don't think I'm dark.
I mean, the stuff that I have that's dark is free writes, and that's not, you can't enter a competition with a free write because that's trash. But like I probably will go pro after that because I'm good at this. Like I've gotten 12 people got likes in Hitman because of me. So, yeah. All right, so we're done for now.
So those of you who were watching, thank you all for joining. We will be doing this again, clearly from what the query helpline, Mr. Patrick Hopkins says. And thank you for joining me on my channel. We may be over on his channel next time. We'll see how it goes. You're always welcome back on my channel, though, anytime. So everybody have a great evening.
Tell about your YouTube things.
You can find me. I do live stream write-ins on Sundays from 4:30 to 6:30 Eastern time, whatever daylight saving time we're in. And I vlog and podcast writing tips and writerly musings. You can find me everywhere as Morgan Hazelwood, except Twitter, where Morgan Hazelwood. Someone is sitting on the unused account with 0 followers and 0 tweets and 0 following since
2012, is it?
Over 10 years, over a decade at this point.
Not that you're bitter. I run a feedback group. You can check my pin tweet at Author Hopkins. Pin tweet has resources, including the link to the Facebook group that I run. No prestige there, really. It's just doing stuff like this, except that this was a different thing. We work pitches. I work pitches, queries, synopses. I look at the first page or so just to get a feel for it, for if you're ready. If I think you're ready or not. I can be wrong. I sometimes am. I mostly am right. I've gotten people pages requests, fulls, partials, and 2 agents. So I know what I'm doing. I'd love to help you.
I don't have the stats to back it up, but I can get you from a hot piece of mess into something that reads like a query. It might not be the stat guideline thing that Patrick's building, but I can get you something you're proud and not embarrassed to show.
Morgan is the reason that I started doing this. So if you like, it's true. So if you like what I do,
it's 1,000,000 times easier to rewrite someone else's than your own.
Oh, it is. I think about my career and I'm like, I can't. But if you like what I do, Morgan does stuff too. I think I'm more mechanical. I think you more by feel. But like
I'm much more likely to keep your wording.
I'm not.
So if you want your voice to maintain, I'm
want
like the Patrick Light.
I will increase tension and your word choice. I will elevate. I will here. Okay, Morgan will keep your stuff the way it is, and you'll like it. I will show you how you could, if you want to, increase tension, increase everything by elevating your word choice. You'll like it, and if you don't like it, then tell me to stop. Because some people, Nicole, what's her face, kept telling me to stop, and then she finally realized, okay, this is what I can do it in the way that works for the career and for me, and she's getting full requests now, so that's pretty good.
That's super awesome. Yeah, and if you send out 10 queries, maybe 15, and you get nothing, come back. We can rewrite it. The market might be not looking for the way you were pitching, and you usually have some other aspect you can lean on. Unless it's a picture book, in which case it's like 200 words. So you only have so much flexibility there.
In which case you want to leave with a different one, frankly. Because you're going to need to have 6. The advice I saw years ago was 3 picture books to query. It's now 6. If you have only 3, you need 3 more. And I realize that's hard, but this is the business. So
that's why I quit querying my Moon Tree Star Tree.
That's the reason.
Because it's the only one I ever wrote.
Oh, that's a good reason to stop.
So I don't have the backlog that you need to query.
Yeah.
Although I now have a new niece who is 6 months old, so I might be re-inspired for picture books.
See, on the one hand, I get my ideas for picture books from my kids almost all the time. On the other hand,
so does everybody else.
No, that number 1. Number 2, kids take a little time, a little energy.
That's why I get inspired by my identical twins' niece.
Yes, whom you can stay away from. You can watch videos of her and do the picture book idea without having to have her sit on you and eat your life up.
Yup.
I am.
How many kids do I have?
You should
0.
How many you want? 0.
Genetically, 2.
You should pursue a sponsorship with Bayer and Trojan.
And with that, I really do need to record Tara's video, which is actually writing/illustrating comics, which is not something I'm into, but I know there's plenty of people out there looking to do it.
Are you getting into graphic novels too, or is that the same thing?
Okay.
I see a lot of people. I'm seeing it, especially with agents looking for from underrepresented authors. So you may want to stick some keywords or cover that with some depth or whatever. But
I'm just sharing the notes from the panel. I'm not adding too much of my own stuff because it's not something I've investigated. But when I went to Imaginarium, I went with my friend Sako Toomey, and she is a graphic artist. She did a comic for 10 years called Herturo that is currently in some weird place where it should be going back up online soon. But, plus we also had, people who have been in the traditional comics industry for decades and were name dropping like crazy. So we had the whole gamut, really. So yeah, it was a really good panel, and I'm excited to share the notes because even though it's not necessarily my jam, I know that plenty of writers out there are interested, and it's a topic I haven't already covered 100 times on my blog, honestly.
Yeah, I'm happy that I'm going to stop because we can go to bed, but I'll talk about it later.
Okay.
It's 3:58:55 on the feed now. I'm like, holy Lord, I don't know.
Oh God. Okay. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
The broadcast. Have a great evening.